Welcome everyone to Tyranny of Not Dragons. I'm so happy to be able to say that. Welcome to my amazing players. Hello everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Oh man, this is gonna be so much fun. I can't wait. So yeah, oh my god. And he's got the Gwurple. Excellent. That's great. So welcome everyone to our new campaign, Tyranny of Dragons. As the description said, new campaign, who dis? I am Mr. DM. With me are my amazing players. I'm just going to go down the line. We have with us Julia, who is playing the amazing wizard Basha Barsh. We have also Matt Marjak, who is playing Bochek, the imposing yet teddy bearish Goliath monk / barbarian. We also have with us Jean, or Gino, depending on what you prefer, if you're into the whole brevity thing. And he is playing Gwurple Lurky Pokey, the resident Grung Ranger Cleric. And last but certainly not least, we have John Maher, who is playing Drovar Ironhelm, Slayer of Dragons, lover of tavern keepers, and just generally all around awesome dwarf barbarian.
Thank you.
Welcome to my. I missed all of you so much. It was we were talking about this right before we started stream about how we were just like kind of jonesing to come back, get the band back together, if you will. And I'm so glad to be back. And we have some surprises for everybody this evening. So one of the surprises hopefully will happen later during the course of this evening's session. But the very first thing that I want to do is I'm going to get the announcements out of the way, and then the surprise number one will happen. All right, so first announcement is, yes, we are back. We are going to be continuing this stream every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. Until this campaign is done, folks. And this campaign is 2 campaigns in one. So there is a very, very strong possibility you are going to see some players hit level 20 during this campaign. Very, very strong possibility. So if you've never seen a high level campaign, folks, this is it. You're about to see one. But they're coming in at level 5, as that is what they accomplished during Lost Mine of Phandelver. So they're still baby adventurers, but they're gonna get to those godlike powers as we progress. So that is the first announcement. The second announcement is that tomorrow, where we would normally have our Wildmount campaign, unfortunately, due to life, there will not be Wildmount campaign tomorrow, but we will be back next week. So if you are someone who follows us and watches our Wildmount campaign every Thursday, that will be continuing next week, not tomorrow. So just want to make sure that folks are aware of that. We're still doing Friday Night Magic at 8 p.m. every Friday. Lots of craziness happened this week. There was a huge upgrade to Magic servers, which if anybody who is on any Magic the Gathering Arena group of any sort, whether it be on Facebook, Twitter, or what have you, will know how much everybody was losing their minds yesterday because they could not log on to Magic the Gathering Arena. It was hours, but let me tell you something, that update was so worth it. Not gonna spoil it, but join me Friday at 8 p.m. and you will see all the goodness that happened with the upgrades if you are not fully brought up to speed yet. And as far as announcements are concerned, that's it. I want to get to the first surprise. So The first surprise is this. I was looking to do something special for my players, as I always like to do, but also something special for all of you who have kind of supported us and watch all the craziness that we do. And I figured, what better way than to have some opening credits for our game? And so that is the first surprise. So enjoy, and we will see you momentarily. All right, so them's is the opening credits that we will be showing from now on. Now, granted, my hope is that the credits will just get better and better as we go. It was the first time me trying to do something like this, but I think we kind of got the point across. Want to make sure that we know everything about our players, and additionally, as we always do, during our break, you will also see all of the amazing things that our players are doing, the projects that they have. So please support all of the projects that they're doing. And again, a very special thank you to our artists. As you saw in the credits there, Danielle from Rose Garden Illustrations did such an amazing job with the artwork. Just kudos to you, Danielle. Thank you so much for I mean, it's just amazing. So thank you so much for all the hard work that you put into it. I mean, it just shows. I mean, it's just, the characters are just amazing. Thank you so much. And please, whatever you do, if you are looking for artwork, I mean, look at the artwork that she did. I mean, it's just amazing. So please, if you have artwork that you're looking to commission, you might want to, throw some business their way. Just saying. Oh, there she is. She's in the chat. Welcome. Thank you again. Thank you so much, Danielle. It was just amazing. And I can't wait. I can't wait to get more art from you. Because that is definitely happening. But yes, so yeah, I hope you all enjoyed the opening credits. That's it. Thank you, everybody. Good night. No, that is just surprise one. But we are ready to begin our first session of Tyranny of Dragons. Now, for those who may have missed our epilogue episode, our our illustrious adventurers have done a number of different things following their finding and securing of Wave Echo Cave, which has been lost for hundreds of years. If any of you would like to reiterate any of the things that you've been doing since then, now is the time to kind of share. So, who would like to start? You don't have to. We could just jump right into it if you like.
I mean, I don't think. I'll say so. Gorple has joined the Order of the Gauntlet, though he has not done any missions currently. He's waiting for his first one. He continued bounty hunting to kind of keep his skills sharp, and he's waiting to get that map translated, and also waiting upon his rapier made from the Sturge King's proboscis. Also, we all still need to return this mace to Lathander. I have it, but we still need to return it, guys.
All right.
I'll go next.
Okay.
Bocek's just been tending bar and making beer, and he's got Basha and Gorple visiting regularly, but he hasn't seen Drovar in a while, so he is occasionally sending Drovar letters that look like they were drawn in crayon, asking Drovar how he's doing and hoping all is well.
No, I goes after E. Wait. Yes.
Drovar replies with letters, but he sends an extra coin to the messenger saying, all right, the extra coin is for you to read this to him.
Fair enough. How about you, Basha?
So, Basha has been back home with her sister and her daughters, and has been actually, now that they have some money, she's been starting to send her daughters to training. And Kasha has been going to school now to study wizardry, which is kind of cool, with a chaperone. And the youngest, Veronica, is learning how to be a baker. And pretty much Basha is just enjoying the high life, worshiping soon, and thinking about going on an adventure again because she's getting kind of bored. But that's kind of where she's at right now. Okay.
And Drovar, besides bribing messengers to read Bocek's letters to him, anything extra that Drovar's been doing?
Basically, he's probably been the one working most closely with the mine itself, helping the Rockseeker brothers, but getting his own family to come down and help fill out the roles needed so that the place can really get up and running. Because he's like, this needs, some good dwarf handiwork here, and my family's good at this too, and we're sort of kin, so let's get it going and fortified before somebody comes along and tries to take it away. The other thing that he's doing is trying to help make his adopted brother Shug and his tribe, I guess, if they have a name, he'd like to know it, but if they've picked one, helping them be in the same area around Phandelver in this part of the Sword Coast, become part of the community in a broader scale. Uphill climb, they're orcs. Most people don't trust them. His attempts to integrate, give people a chance to work alongside orcs, and it's been probably a mixed bag of success and failure. But that's what's keeping him in the area and keeping him busy, those two dual projects.
Right. Okay. Yeah, and so while you have all been doing living your various lives, even though you still do try to communicate with each other, whether it's visiting or letters, some time goes by. And in this instance, 8 months have passed since the clearing of Wave Echo Cave. While you have all gone your separate ways and living your lives the way that you are, the small mining town of Phandelver has begun to grow. The Lord's Alliance took on stewardship of the town, continuing to provide resources and personnel to assist in its growth. Sildar Hallwinter continues to hold the mantle of townmaster, but insists that there will still be regular elections for that position. The Rockseekers began the tedious process of getting the mine up and running. It happened slowly and didn't really move forward until the dwarves of Mirabar showed. Very quickly, the town was forced to expand as it needed places for all of the new miners. The sleeping giant could not hold them all. The creation of Rockseeker Hall on the eastern side of the town made for a Mead Hall barracks type of location that seemed to be perfect for its newest residents. With the support of the Lord's Alliance and the excitement of the mine opening, the people of Phandelver came together and began the expansion of the town. The ruins of Tressendar Manor became an unofficial base for the Lord's Alliance personnel. The underground structure didn't need a lot of work, thankfully. Just certain things needed to be cleared out. The Lord's Alliance also set up the Gristleborn Smithy atop the underground structure as the unconventional blacksmith began to work for the Phandelver branch almost exclusively. The arrangement between the people of Phandelver and the newly instated Orcs of Cragmaw have also helped clear the Tribord Trail of many of the problems that they've had with bandits, dangerous creatures, and unaffiliated orcs in the region. This has helped facilitate safe travel to and from the mine, and has also allowed trade from Neverwinter and other locations to become more frequent. A few weeks ago, you all received an invitation back to Phandelver by Gundren Rockseeker. As partial owners of the mine, he has been good about sending you regular updates on the progress made thus far. The tone of this invitation, however, was very vague and not as detailed as his previous correspondence.
I hope this letter reaches you and finds you well. Things continue to go about as well as expected. Mining has already begun, and progress continues faster than anticipated. However, this is not an update as much as it is a request. In order to bring the mine to its full potential, there are a number of issues that need to be resolved. There's only so much that can be done from here, and your assistance is required. Please meet me at Rockseeker Hall in Phandelver on the 20th day of Marpenoth.
You all know this to be about a month or so from the time you receive your individual letters.
I have also asked your companions to join us as well. I look forward to seeing you soon. Best, Gundren Rockseeker.
Now, Bocek, you've had yours actually has actually been read to you by the dwarven messenger, who seems a little put out, as he seems more of a miner than a messenger. And he seems very upset that he actually had to read it to you, but he did it nonetheless.
Friend, how much free beer do you want for reading message?
Ooh, whatever you're willing to give, it's fine.
I pour him 2 mugs of the good berry beer.
And he drinks that and go, I'm full. By the way, it reminds me, there was another part of this. And he reaches into like his pouches, like he's wearing a huge backpack, and the backpack itself, like, again, like there's no mistaking this guy as a miner. He's got like picks and just different types of hammers, just all a bunch of gear just hanging from his backpack. He reaches into the side pouch and he pulls out this little pouch and just plops it in front of you on the table. And it's clearly full of coin from the noise. And then he pulls out, there's like a little letter that's actually wrapped around it. He pulls it out. He goes, Bocek, could you please bring a keg of the good berry beer to Phandelver with you? I need to win a bet with my brother. Cheers,
Nundro Rockseeker. I think that's for your troubles. And he points to the little pouch. Inside is 75 gold pieces.
I have to find Gorple.
So I'll let him know that you're coming.
At that
Yes.
moment, Teague tries to slap the drink toward the bar, toward the dwarf, one of the other drinks, because he's still a terrible bartender.
This is fucking terrifying. I'm gonna go.
And he's like not making any sudden movements, but like inching his way closer and closer to the door. Yeah, all right, bye. And he just leaves as quickly but as like smoothly as possible, no jerky or motions or Teague being a very odd and peculiar sight. The small little raptor, not so small, but walking around with an apron.
Because he's working. So he has to wear an apron.
Yeah, he's got to wear the apron. And the only people in the bar currently are the regulars, which there's about 4 of them. And by regulars, I mean that they're so inebriated every single day. You're pretty sure they haven't figured out that this is a dinosaur. Because a couple of them you've heard over saying, yeah, you like a little green. You should probably go see a doctor about that. And just like they've been trying to help Teague like get medical attention, but not necessarily realizing what Teague is. But Bocek, you have also been pretty successful in selling your specialty beers, making a good amount of coin. I need you to roll me a d12, please.
2.
2. You have made 200 extra gold from the months that you have actually been selling your different specialty beers that your boss man has allowed you to do, in addition to everything else. But this is essentially how your letter finds you, Bocek. Corporal, most likely since Teague is also moonlighting as help at the Black Wormling's Breath bar. You, as you have said, you've been busy with your bounty hunting, but also getting to know your new allies within the Order of the Gauntlet, while your reputation as an orc hunter continues to precede you. You've gained a certain amount of respect from those within the Order due to your philosophical debates on what faith means to you, given that you don't actually follow a specific god, and how you speak the true name of things. And these debates that you've had with your fellow Order of the Gauntlet allies have really like impressed them. Like, because normally most folks within the Order have followed a very specific following of a god, of a deity. And you have chosen a different path, but that has not made you feel any less a part of the Order itself. Things have been, however, a little slow, and you're kind of happy to receive this letter, considering that this might give you a little bit more action than you've had lately. Kasha.
I'm sorry. Go tell Bocek he can't read.
Yeah, I'm sure you make your way at some point, to go pick up Teague, but talk with Bocek, and you both realize, oh, you both received the same letter. That's great, and you start making plans on how when to leave. Basha, you have been given wide leeway to adventure or not, as you see fit, by those of the Wizard College. And while you've been spending time with your family, you've almost dreaded the moment the college might call on you for something. But oddly, they did not. Upon receiving the letter from Gundren, you realize that it was easy enough for you to find a trade caravan or some other group that was making its way to Phandelver. As it is expanding, they have been gathering supplies from Neverwinter on a regular basis. So at any time that you see fit, you could say your goodbyes to your family and make your way to Neverwinter and catch either your friends or make your own way from Neverwinter back to Phandelver.
Children, mother needs to pack. Sister, where are my earrings? Wait a minute, did they send a magic mouth to Bocek? Because he's not going to be able to read this.
Your daughters come out and Veronica is just like, are you going on another adventure?
I think I am, or at least for a little while.
If you could find something, and she just kind of like looks around, like you're in your home, but it's just you just watch her. She starts looking around, and she's like, "Could you find me something like magical, just for me?"
Yes, I will look for something for you. Kasha has plenty of things. Kasha has Sir Charna. I need to take Sir Charna. Hopefully he's not too fat by now. Where did he go?
He is in his normal place, curled up in front of the fireplace. He's put on a few pounds. The girls have been very, very generous with their meals, feeding Sir Charna, and as you call his name, he just kind of.
You want to come to Phandelver? Or to Phandalin. I will get you fish on the way.
Just kind of turns his back to you and begins making an animal handling check. Actually, no. In this instance, a persuasion check, because Charna understands every word you're saying.
That's an 18 persuasion.
Begins cleaning himself, and you actually hear a very audible sigh come from this Tressum. And it gets up and it begins kind of like stretching and shaking, and you watch as its wings just unfurl and begins to try and get up at first, and is definitely having a harder time than normal due to its weight to kind of become airborne. But a few moments go by and it does get airborne and kind of flies over to you and just kind of like just kind of hovering in front of you, going, meow.
All right, good. Now we just have to go get the others, I guess. And is Kasha at school currently? I'm assuming. Is she studying? Like, is she here? Or is she around? Like...
She comes home daily. She doesn't. Okay, so she's not there yet. She's so young. I mean, that's why it was a little bit of a surprise when you were told that they were requiring her to actually begin her schooling so young. But with your future brother-in-law or Jinx, he has been escorting her daily back and forth, as your sister has kind of ensorcelled this Spellblade, one of the protectors of the Wizard College, to the point where this seemingly uncatchable or an unwinnable individual for the affections of others, your sister has won that battle. So yeah, she's currently home.
Yeah, I think Basha just kind of goes into her wherever she's at and is like, okay, do your homework, listen to your aunt and to Jinx, and just be good. And if they try to put you on any kind of strange quest, say no because you are too young.
I already asked. They said that too already.
Okay,
so.
There you go. So good. Okay, good. They are listening. That is.
But I'm getting. I think I can go on an adventure, like maybe in another 6 months.
Maybe like a year. Maybe like 8 months.
All right. And she just kind of like.
Shall see.
She gets a little deflated, but you can kind of see a little hint of a smirk on this, as she kind of like Nah, all right. But I will miss you, Mama. And she kind of gives you a big hug. But I will make you proud. I will do all my work and can I, if I need to, this is for school. If I need to go into your components, I can take some.
Just make sure you ask Jinx first which ones you're taking, okay? Because some
Okay.
of them are definitely not safe. But yes.
Oh, okay. No, just the safe ones. They have not.
Okay.
It's not till next month where they are going to go into like the dangerous components and things. So it's okay.
Okay.
You
alright,
worry too
I
much,
trust
Mama.
you.
It's fine.
I do. It's true. Well, I just know how I was when I was young, so that's all. But anyway, I wasn't doing wizarding. That was much later. But anyway, all right. You be good. I love you. Take care. Veronica, I love you too. You also take care. I go like I'm gonna hug Jinx, then I'm like, just kind of like pat him on the shoulder, like, yes, and then I hug my sister.
Oh yeah. Jinx is just kind of like standing by the door, like he's there, but he does his best to just be as invisible as possible. And your sister she just comes over, she gives you a huge hug. She's like, don't worry, I take care of everything like I always do. The girls will be fine. And then she slaps Jinx on the butt and she goes, and we'll be fine too. It's okay.
Yes, I know you will. I trust you. Mwah, 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 mwah. Okay, be safe. All right,
Okay.
I've got to go help my friend read this letter and get the others. So I will see you.
Okay. As you're walking out, your sister kind of walks you out, and she kind of stops you at the door, and she kind of pulls you very, very close, and she goes, "Are you going to be with the frogman?"
Yes. Why?
You know I don't like him. Him and his crazy like lizard thing.
Yes.
So just you be careful around him. He's gonna get you killed. You know that, right?
Yes, I'm sure because of him we will get killed. No, I think it'll be fine.
You're
It'll
not
be
supposed to
fine.
agree with me when I
I'm
say
not
things like
agreeing.
that.
No,
You are
I'm
supposed
sarcastic.
to reassure me that you will be fine despite Frogman.
I think we will be fine, despite Frogman and all his lizards and everything. My friends are good people. You don't have to worry about them.
I know they're good. It's just I don't think they think things through, except for the dwarf guy. I think he's a thinker, but the other ones. I know you take care of Bocek, and that's fine, but the Frogman. He bothers me a little. If it hasn't come across, I just want to just be careful. All right.
Your concern is noted, sister, and I appreciate you. Thank you very much.
All right. All right. Be careful. And she hugs you
Yes,
again, kisses, and then she just watches as as the current owner of Hank and the magical cart. You still have that at your disposal. If you wish, you could take it with you to Neverwinter and kind of take it from there. It's completely up to you, but you do have that at your disposal.
Yep, I'll probably take Hank and the Tressum and the cart and go on my way with my luggage, which I probably have way too much of for this trip.
That's good because you have a magically reinforced cart, so it's not a problem.
Too many outfits. I never know what they need in the city. Okay, and on we go.
And you make your way to Neverwinter. Do you specifically go to find Bocek and Gorple?
I pretty much drive straight over to where the bar is to find them.
Okay. All right. So without any issue, all the three of you are able to make plans together and figure out how you're going to get and when you're going to leave specifically to get to Phandelver.
I have to do a little bit of shopping before we go, guys.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a few errands to run, also.
All right. Drilvar, you have been making your way back and forth between home, Phandelver, and Cragmaw Castle. It's been a lot of travel for you, but it's also been worth it. You spent a good number of weeks with your family, and you've been very who have been very happy and proud of the work both you and your brother have been doing. You have actually become somewhat of a celebrity in Mirabar, as there are whispers of your new nickname known as the Spider Breaker for your role in finding the Lost Mine and defeating the Black Spider. Your family, however, seems to be more impressed in your dragon slaying skills than anything else. And you are constantly at home asked millions of questions about every aspect of that battle, and it always comes to a head when everybody's awaits with bated breath to hear the 4 iron helmet.
All right, all right, here we go. Okay. Yeah. Oh.
In the times you spent with your brother, you've actually assisted in reinforcing Cragmaw Castle for its new occupants. And while you have become somewhat of a known entity amongst the orcs there, the dynamic is still very strange for them, as orcs and dwarves have been enemies for many, many centuries. But they still seem to treat you well, and you have good relations with them, regardless of this very, very slight tension, if you will. But your efforts to bring them, to basically make them part of the larger community of Phandelver, it has borne fruit, as I said earlier, as they have been very instrumental in clearing the Tribor Road and allowing a lot of this new travel in between Neverwinter and other cities much safer, making it much safer and easier to get there.
So just to clarify,
Sure.
so the town is Phandalin, right? And it's the mine is Phandelver?
Phandalin. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
Phandalin,
And we're
sorry.
meeting in Phandalin. Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah. My fault. I keep saying Phandelver.
I do it too.
Your letter was hand delivered to you at the Sleeping Giant Tavern, and you've been back in Phandelver for a few days. At this point in time, and the rest of your companions, who you haven't seen in some time, actually begin to arrive.
Probably the last time I saw them was when I had to come. I picked up the green dragon skull to take it home because I know the little girl was really enjoying studying it, but it had to go home.
So at this point in time, you have all made your way. You are all back in Phandalin.
I couldn't get any clues from the Rock Seekers as to what this is about before the others arrived, because I definitely be like, oh, well, what do you need?
No, it's been very, for you specifically, also making your way into the mines on occasion, which you are, as part owner, you are always very welcome within the mines. Every time you do ask for a specific Rock Seeker, you get a different Rock Seeker. Because the ones that you're usually asking for are usually busy doing something, within the mines. And you can see like the progress has been fast since your kin has shown up to help. But specifically around this issue, all of the Rockseeker brothers have been very cagey, with Gundren basically letting you know that once you're all together, he doesn't want to repeat himself. So he wants to make sure that you're all together and have that conversation with all of you.
All right.
All right. So you are now all together in Phandalin. I know there's a couple of different things you might want to take care of while you're there. So now is your opportunity.
I made something by accident when trying to make beer with dragon blood, and I kind of want to experiment a little bit more.
Okay.
Would you guys mind following me to shop so I don't get ripped off? Because Bochek no good talk.
Yes, we'll follow along just to make sure.
I go to an alchemist store.
Okay. Let's see. The alchemy store.
Is this back when in the town, or are you still in Neverwinter?
DM, that's on you.
Well, I'll leave it up to you. What would you like to do? Would you like this to be kind of like pre-Phandalin, making your Neverwinter to make sure that you can actually
I-
find something, or
I think this would be before Bocek leaves Neverwinter. He'll pay the city premium.
okay, that's no problem. Yeah. What is it specifically that you're looking for?
I'm looking for an alchemist supplies. I have proficiency in it. Apparently, never realized.
Oh, but you don't have an alchemy kit? Is that what you're looking for? Ah, okay. There we go. All right. Easy enough. Let's see. Alchemy kit is going to run you. Hang on a second. I don't think it's going to be very expensive. That's going to run you 50 gold.
No problem.
All right, yeah, easy enough. You're able to get that. Just mark that off. You're now the proud owner of an alchemy kit.
Basha definitely helps you count it out. Like, yes, that is 50 right there.
Thank you. When I was playing with Dragon's Blood, I trying to make beer, I accidentally melt part of the table, and I realized, oh shit, if I get the right tools, maybe I make something useful.
Oh, good point.
That's pretty wise. I just have a few quick things I need to do. First, I'd like to check with the librarian to see if he's translated the map, and if he has not, that we're going to be in Phandelver. So if he progresses, he can always send the map there.
Gotcha. Okay. You find that he's waiting on a few books from some other libraries, specifically one in Silvery Moon and the other in Waterdeep. He hasn't made the progress he did, but he believes he's ready. There's a breakthrough. Once he receives those books, he should have something for you.
I thank him for the work and just say, we're going to be in Phandelver. I don't know how long. I can always get a letter out here.
Oh, it's no worry. Yeah, we'll make sure that it's. Is there a specific individual that you know that it will be safe with, so we don't just give it to any person? If you're not available,
you could probably send it to any of the Rock Seekers in their new hall.
Okay, Rock Seekers. All right, excellent. Yeah, I'll send it as soon as I have something for you.
And then I'll lastly go to back to the Order of the Gauntlet to be like, are there any missions toward that area that need to get done?
Yeah, there are no specific missions that they have, but they take note of where you're going, under what auspices, that the Rock Seekers have requested your assistance, and then just let you know, it's like, if you need any help, or if you need any assistance, make sure you can come back here or any of our other locations throughout Fair.
Okay. I mean, I guess I'll check in with Eldermath to see if he has anything for me to do. That counts, right? Because he's still an important guy.
He's retired, but yeah, you can check with him.
Yeah, you go tell him he's retired and I walk out. You can do it yourself. All right, I'm ready, guys. Let's go.
All right. So with that,
I think Drovar has been, like, once he knows that the rest of the gang is coming back, he kind of starts hanging out more often on, like, the front porch, I guess, of that inn. He's like props his feet up. He's looking casual about it, but he's like cobwebs will grow on him because if their trip takes too long, because he's like, and a cart comes by, just trying to
Play it cool.
being casual. Yeah,
he's trying to do it, but his timing is terrible, so he's just sort of like out there for long periods of time, and eventually like falls asleep and what? Oh no.
If we pull in, like, if we get into town, pretty much as soon as we get to that area, I'm assuming he's at the inn. Like, I'm assuming he's around the inn, because that's kind of where I would expect him to be. So if he's there, Basha's definitely gonna, like, leap down off the cart and be like, Drovar! And, like, run up and give him a hug. Like,
Oh yeah.
Oh, there you are.
Oh,
Good.
friend.
Hello.
You got fat.
Well, Yeah, you'll be dead in a few years anyway, so it doesn't matter.
It's true. I'm now 3 years old.
Ooh.
You all look great, and I love all of you.
And we love you. How's it going?
Yeah, take a look up there. We cleared that place out. Now they've turned it into Rockseeker Hall underneath, and the blacksmith's got a nice big spot up there far away from incinerating small children.
Oh, good.
Drovar,
Yeah.
come in close real quick. I don't want anyone here. Basha and Gorpal already know.
Okay.
I found out the blacksmith guy is uncle.
You found his uncle?
No, he is my uncle. My dad is human.
Oh.
They don't talk anymore because when experimenting he blew up little sister or something like that.
Well, that's a way to start a reunion. Okay. Right.
So like I'm going to break that ice with him at some point. I just wanted you to be warned.
I appreciate that. Okay. Well, he's I don't think he's changed much since you last saw him. He looks like he's pretty much just, if it's a new thing to develop, he's very eager about it. And it's better to have him over there because you like what he produces, but not always, your hearing can't always take it. And there is shrapnel.
Yes,
But
the
if you
shrapnel
have-
is a problem.
Well, if you have to have that chat with him, good to know.
Yeah, wanted to warn friends first before, in case like he get angry that I bring it up and maybe try stab me with Gorpal's pretty new sword. Not, I wait till after Gorpal get new sword for that.
Yes, wait for me to get my
I mean,
armor,
like,
too.
I'm loyal to his brand, but I'll straight kill that guy.
I've missed all of this. Yes. Nobody else talks like you two.
I miss you so much, Drovar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, time for a beer.
Oh,
Yes.
Yes! Travel
Speaking-
beer!
Speaking of which, Gundren, order full keg of fucking beer that Gorpal helped me make.
The good berry.
Yes.
Oh, I haven't had that for a bit. That'll be good. Well, that's good. If he's ordered that, then well, he is not. The brothers are not telling me why they wanted us all here. I was trying to get it out of him, but no, he's being pretty cagey about it.
Well, let's go give the brothers shit, and then we go pick up Gorpal's new weapon.
Well, listen, I do need to. I mean, I imagine we're a few days early. We didn't arrive the day before. That seems crazy.
Yeah, you have like 2 or 3 days.
Yeah,
before
why don't we?
There's plenty of folk here that'll take messages up there for it. I mean, if you look around, there's probably like half again as many dwarves in town as there were before, at least. There's definitely more movement. And I just look over and like find one, like give a whistle, like, "Hey, tell the brothers that we're all here."
All right.
See, done.
Hey, some of these dwarves look pretty cute, actually.
Oh shit! I forgot to tell my. Speaking of cute things, I forgot to tell my boss I was leaving.
Oh no.
Meanwhile, in Neverwinter, there is a very confused figure of a person standing behind a bar, pouring drinks, screaming out at the top of his lungs, "Bojack! The fuck up, Bojack!"
Somewhere around the midsection.
I saw him like 3 days ago.
We could send a letter. I mean,
Oh, okay, I'll send a letter with like 100 gold that make him feel better.
doesn't he still owe us money? Why are you paying him?
Because if I don't pay for bar shut down, and then I have nowhere to go.
Wrong. You have so much gold, you could buy anywhere you want to go.
Start your own bar.
I feel bad for idiots in trench coat.
Oh, that's fair.
That makes sense.
And
All
listen, I am calling them idiot that say something.
It is true.
Oh my god. All right, so you all are able to kind of start start your reminiscing and just catching up with each other on what's been going on, and have your beers. Eventually, Nundro, the youngest of the Rock Seekers, who's the one who actually requested the keg, he actually shows up with his long, beautiful blonde locks. He's very clearly, of all of the dwarves in Phandelver, and Drovar, you already know this. All of the dwarves just make fun of him every day about how much he takes care of his hair, because it's clean, like compared to everyone else who is just spending hours and hours in the mine. He is also spending hours and hours in the mine, but for whatever reason, every evening and every morning, his hair is just completely just clean, and it looks like it's been brushed, incessantly. And so he's always being made fun of for his hair, and he takes it all in good fun. Just like, yeah. But he's like the party brother of the Rock Seekers. And as you're all just kind of having your drinks, and a lot of the miners have been kind of coming in and out over the course of the evening, he kind of walks in and everybody's like, "Hey, it's pretty boy!" And they all just start kind of ragging on him, and he's like, all right, yeah. And he comes in, he beelines right for you, Bocek. He's like, Bocek, I heard you were in town. Hello, everyone else. It's good to see you.
Your hair is perfect.
I know, thank you.
Yeah, dude, you fucking hot.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. I do try my best.
I'm gonna taste the air. His body temperature isn't that different than anyone else's.
No, never mind. It's okay.
It's a mammal thing.
Oh, mating. Got it.
No, Bocek, you're not going to be able to taste temperature on the air. That is a frog thing.
Bocek's just sticking his tongue out.
Oh,
Most
Nundro's
reptiles.
doing it. Nundro's doing it too. Nundro's like,
I'm just exchanging looks with Drovar.
I don't know what he's talking about. It's just weird.
I don't
It's
get
like
it.
they never left.
I know.
We're right
It's
back
amazing.
to where we left off.
Anyway, you order keg.
That's right, I did. That's who I came to see.
and you hand him the keg, and he's just like, boys, and he just snaps at two of the miners, and they just kind of look at him. And he goes, oh wait, I'm sorry. And he digs in a pouch, and he just holds up 2 gold coins. And he goes, I need your help. And they just kind of down their drinks. Papa was like, all right. And between the three of them, all right, Bocek, thank you so much. I'm gonna go win that bet.
Yo, tell me about bet later.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Over
I need
drink.
to win it now, though. All right, to the hall.
And between the three of them, they just kind of grab the keg, and they kind of make their way out, making their way to the hall.
I thought that was for us.
No, I bring extra beer for us.
Oh, good,
okay.
good.
Oh yeah, and I can make so many goddamn good berries.
Yeah,
In
and
a
it
day,
takes
I make 50 a day at this point. It's kind of unnecessary. I get a little stomach ache after making all of them. It's so many.
Oh,
and it only takes me 24 hours to brew keg for us. Because
All right.
I got magic thing I find in basement.
Right, that's right. No, it's the same one.
Yeah, it's the thing I've been carrying that let me brew so fast.
Oh, right.
That's how he was doing it.
Yep. Well, it's definitely good to see all of you here. Yeah, how are your little ones, Pasha?
They're good. Kasha has started school with wizards under supervision from Jinx, the untouchable spellblade, who is now engaged to my sister. Somehow.
Oh my
Oh.
god, there's gonna be another witch.
Are we going to throw
Yeah.
wedding?
I don't know. They haven't announced date yet.
I volunteer to cater.
Oh, that would be wonderful. That is great. I will let them know.
I don't know many customs, but Teague says that he will be the ring bearer.
As long as he doesn't eat them, this is fine.
Huh?
But you know what? Actually, no. My sister. No offense. My sister really doesn't like the lizard. Maybe we just have him in as guest to side. You know.
It's all right, Teague. She didn't mean it. Well, maybe
I
she
don't
did, but
mean
Don't
it.
worry about it.
I don't even know what that means.
He's been working really hard at Bochek's bar. It was very impressive.
He has.
We have an apron and everything. He's pull out his work apron and I put it back in my backpack.
He gives you the ever so slight, like, look of like, don't you put that thing on me again. Like, it's just like it's just like there just for a moment and then just goes away. And then as you put it away, there is a very, very audible.
Don't worry, buddy. We're going to actually do work. That was just for some time to rest. We're going to go hunt.
Speaking of, I was going, well, maybe this is as good a time as any, and I'm going to turn around and kind of like go over to Sir Charna. I was like, Sir Charna, I was going to talk to you about maybe being my familiar, if that is amenable to you. Because it reminded me with Teague.
I thought you were going to talk to them about going on diet because they got fat as fuck.
All right, well,
Yeah,
Charna and I can talk about
fly
this
over
later.
to him and deal with it if you can. I mean, yeah, you've definitely gotten a little.
Just because of Kasha and Veronica, they like giving him food.
What? I'm nuts. Hey, sorry, buddy. But
All right. Do you want me to translate for you, Basha, so you can have this conversation?
no,
Because he can understand you. I can understand him if you need, but that's only if you want.
I mean, we can, but I would like to ask him sooner rather than later, because like I don't know what we've been
All
coming
right.
here to do. But
Hold on. I'll pull out my necklace and I will whisper the language of all primordial beasts, and then I'll be like, "Hey, Sir Jarna, or whatever name you want.
Yes.
Listen, I understand. You had the easy life. You didn't have to hunt. They fed you too much. It's cool. I got lazy too. I understand. Basha, you can understand her. She wants you to be her familiar.
I understand that she wants me to be her familiar. But the only ones that have been worthy of my presence have been the two children who have been feeding me incessantly. I've been spending more time with them, and the one with the magical ability, I would probably be her familiar before this one. She has yet to prove herself to me, that she's just running around kissing individuals all the time.
All right. I don't know how to say this, and so trying to no offense. Your cat sounds like a fucking jerk, but
And
he
you,
will scratch your eyes out.
You want your goddamn mouth and you're screaming at him. And I know he just said something terrible.
oh yeah, he just
I'm gonna-
cursed. He
I'm
just
gonna get
cursed
you.
you out. He just
I will
cursed you
get
out.
you. Anyway, he says you're not worthy. You haven't proved yourself of worth. Your kids have been spending more time with him. And that,
Charna, I've been giving you fish every Friday night. What is this?
and he really likes your magic daughter and thinks that she would be more worthy than you.
Oh.
So you gotta do something to, like, create a bond or get him to like you, or I don't know. He's a cat.
What about our
Cats are the
daily
worst.
walks? I took you so long.
I am a Tressim. Thank you very much.
Yes, not a cat.
And I'm
All-
not a
all
frog
of-
person.
Yeah.
I'm not a frog person, but everyone says you're a frog. So guess what? Live with it, buddy. Welcome to the
Torbar
world.
just reaches out and puts Bochek's arm down. It's like, no, don't get involved in the domestic stuff. No, just let him settle it. Let him settle it.
All the three of you are hearing is Gorple just and then the Tressum is like like it's just back and forth. They seem to be having a very, very intense conversation.
Oh no.
All right, fine. I'll settle that you are not just a cat and you are an apex predator with wings. But I think you need to give Basha a chance, because you were not in the mines when she could have really used you and you could have seen her prove her worth. That's on you, buddy. So I think you should give her the chance at this. Just saying.
Make a persuasion check with advantage because you are using animal you speak with animals.
Now that I'm proficient, that's a 22, baby. I'm ready to talk
okay.
to everyone.
So you all just watch as Sir China, who is still kind of like hovering, wings beating, is like staring through Gorple. And then you hear Gorple, the charter, just kind of like, very well, I shall give her the opportunity to prove herself. She may continue with the fish feeding, but I will be trying to make myself sleek again, and I will be doing mostly hunting in the evenings. So a breakfast fish would be amenable to me.
All right, breakfast fish amenable. He's going to get back into fighting shape, but he's going to give you a chance to prove yourself. I really bargained it down. He was asking for a lot.
Oh, wow. Okay. Oh,
Bojack.
yes, Bojack.
Has he ever heard of a sit-up? Drovar showed me how to do one of those before I left, and they did real good for me.
I don't think Tressums can do sit-up.
I think it was a push-up, but yeah. Okay.
Oh no, you taught me that later.
Oh, right, yeah. Those the push-ups, the ones you just kept going, and we had
Yes,
kids
yes.
riding, sitting on your back. And,
I could do sit-ups now too.
I'm going to be honest here. With the look he's giving me, I don't need to translate it, but pretty much he's a Tressum, and he's a master hunter and an apex predator, so he'll get himself back into shape. He was enjoying the lax life while he had it, and now that he is going to be adventuring with us, he is ready to get back into fighting form. Not that he couldn't kill a mouse or something bigger, I guess. I don't know what they hunt.
I lean over to Drovar. He needed something to help him shit?
I don't know. I don't know why the damn thing came with us. Anyway.
So bribe him with fish and then prove your worth through, I
Okay.
guess, magicry.
Right.
I don't know.
I prove worth and give breakfast fish. I will make this an oath. I will figure it out.
Hey, cut the fish into pieces and toss them up to him, so he's got to, fly up to get him. Work off the ounceage, right at the start.
All right. Well, while we do whatever we're going to do, I will go shop and buy some dried fish to have ready to go and some fresh fish too, and then that way we'll be all right.
All right, easy enough.
Yeah. So, sorry. So for I got two things I want to do throughout this time. Just letting you guys know, you can come with me. I need to go talk to Edermath, and I think we want to go check on Gristleborn.
Oh yeah, we all need to go together to Gristleborn.
So-
We'll check.
Whatever you guys want to do, I'll go with you as a group, and then I can go my separate way. This town's like literally 500 feet across. Oh wait, hold on. They put an extension. It's like 750
Yeah,
feet
it's a little
across.
bigger now.
Follow you to both.
All right. So,
My legs. We'll go there. I'll go along with you, folk.
all right, easy enough. So you're going to Gristleborn's first, right? Okay. All right. So, as you approach what at one point was a clandestine mission to infiltrate the Red Brand hideout, you find now a very different site where once stood ruins. You can actually see a fully constructed forge, a blacksmithy, and where there was once a good number of dilapidated rock buildings and what looked like rooms, you can see a lot of that is actually being used to rebuild certain sections of outside of the blacksmith as well. You're not sure what these are for yet, but they seem to be repurposed for the blacksmith itself. And you also see at least 4 different individuals in different types of armor, some studded leather, some scale mail, one in plate, but all bearing the symbol of the Lord's Alliance. And as you approach, one of them kind of holds up his hand. Looks like a human male, probably in his late 30s, early 40s. It's just, hail, what can I do for you?
We have business with the smith.
Oh, with Gristleborn, please. And he just kind of motions for you to make your way over there. And you can see that this individual and his partner are guarding what used to be the secret entrance into the underground cavern. And the other 2 seem to be kind of patrolling around the area. As you make your way closer to the smithy, you can now actually hear, which is kind of odd. You can now hear very clearly what sounds like forging of metal, which you should have heard at a further distance out, but it was only within 20 feet of the actual door that you began to hear the sounds.
I got magic. All right, before we get there, so I know you're probably not the best at lying, Bocek, and keeping your feelings tight. So I'm going to help you, okay? So all of you, we are together again, and through that, we can trust in each other to get each other's back. And I'm going to invoke an emboldening bond, which for the next 10 minutes, I'm going to say Basha, Drovar, and Bocek can add a D4 to any D20 roll once per round. As the power of the pack kind of washes over us, kind of, so we're kind of now in tune with each other's like instincts and emotions.
And
Suddenly I want beer, and I don't know why. Oh, that's Bocek. Okay.
You start feeling these strange emotions, and while this is the bond that Gorple has enacted upon all of you, is a little odd. You can distinguish where some of the more foreign or alien instincts or feelings are coming from that are clearly not your own, and determine where they're coming from. But you are in tune with each other as per the spell.
As long as you are within 30 feet of each other, anyone within that bond gets a plus D4 once per round.
Okay. All right.
Sorry, once per turn. So
Once
it
per
could
turn.
be on off turns if it's a combat, but it can also be use skills, saves, attacks.
Very cool.
All right. So you make your way inside, and as you're making your way inside, you see a few things. One, this smithy seems to have been the smithy that he was in previously, but it seems to have been taken from its previous location, rebuilt here, but also made larger. And as you enter, not only do you see Gristleborn back to the door, just hammering away at a piece of metal, you see 3 other individuals similarly busy, as there seems to be 2 extra forges within this blacksmith, and these three individuals that you've never seen before, 2 of them human, 1 of them dragonborn, and they're just working away at the metal. The dragonborn is hammering away at the metal. One of the humans is helping stoke the fire, and he's actually going back and forth between the 2 new forges, helping to stoke the fire, while the other human is also banging away at some metal. Gristleborn doesn't seem to need any such help, but it is very busy. The walls have more armor, more weapons, more things. I mean, they seem to be of the basic variety, but they also have this, considering all of your experiences with magical weapons and magical items, there is definitely a glint to these items that they seem to be ready for an enchantment, but they don't have one on them currently. And as you kind of enter, there's no recognition at the moment that anyone has noticed you walk in yet, as they are continuously just banging away at the metal.
Basha definitely is like, yoo-hoo, hello, Smithy and everyone.
As you do this, like the banging immediately stops, and everybody turns to see you. And as you turn, as Gristleborn turns and sees all of you, again, big red bushy beard, barely can see the mouth, but you can actually see the hair part slightly as he smiles, and you can just kind of see his teeth through the beard. His wild red hair, again, mostly singed on both the beard and the hair, just turns around and goes, "Oh, hey! I haven't seen all of you in a while, except for you, Drovar. I see you around a lot more. But I haven't seen the rest of you in a while. How the hell are you?
You guys get back to work. I'll deal with them. Come into my office. Come on.
And he just kind of like puts down what he's working on, and the human that was kind of going back and forth with Forge, he kind of picks up the item and starts working it. And he leads you into another room. He opens up a door, and as you all just kind of walk in, it looks like just a big office. There are papers strewn everywhere. There doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason to why any of these things are all over the place. But there is a desk that you can barely see under the papers, a massive solid wooden chair. And as you walk in and he closes the door, immediately the sound disappears of the forge. In the corner is a large barrel, which he promptly just walks over to and then shoves his head in, and then immediately pulls his head out, water just raining on all of the papers everywhere. You get some water on you also, and he's just kind of like starts wiping all up, sweat and muck off of himself. He goes, all right, just needed to refresh myself there for a moment. Would any of you like to partake?
Bocek is breathing very heavily and reaching to the group, trying to find a hand to grab onto.
Basha, oh yeah. Basha will hold his hand.
Drovar is like senses this. It's like, oh, what you got there? And just sort of like steps in front to kind of, keep, just be an obstacle in case Bocek suddenly lurches forward.
No. I mean, if you would like to refresh yourself, please feel free to use the barrel.
Oh yeah.
Well, thank you. I'm all barreled out for the day. Thank you.
He's no stranger to the soaking barrel of his footage.
All right, fair enough.
There we go.
All right, good for you. All right. So he sits down, puts his feet up on the table, just kind of tearing some of the papers that are all over the. He goes, so how all you're doing? It's been a dog's age.
Well, that's true, but we've had a chance of some new business starting up here, so we've all come back for a little bit.
All right. So I assume you're here for your stuff.
Yeah. Yes. Here for stuff.
Oh, I've been promoting your stuff in Neverwinter. My guild might be sending some contracts your way. The brothers, the Shameless Brothers.
All right, yeah. Ever since you guys found that mine, it's just been crazy here, but crazy good. Because as you can see, I've expanded and I'm in a safer location for everybody involved. So it's good to have you here. And he seems to be like kind of thinking to himself, and then he seems to have an epiphany. He goes, oh yeah, hold on a minute. And he leans over and he puts his hand on the wall. And most of the walls here are wooden. And as he does, he seems to like push in the wall slightly. And then you watch as it pops open. Almost like it was a secret door with some kind of spring attachment. And he reaches inside and he pulls out these bundles. And he kind of puts them on the table. All right, so I've been working on the stuff that you brought me. Now, I remember requesting that you probably try and find some of the components that I need to make it a little easier. And he points to you, Basha. And he goes, you didn't happen to get your hands on any fairy wings, have you?
Would I have done that? I don't know if I would have.
No, you didn't.
Unfortunately, there are no fairies in the area I was in, so I did not get any. But
They're pretty quick.
I'll have to keep an eye out for them.
Oh, that's a shame. All right, well, here's what I'll tell you. I made your armor. Well, they're robes. I had to kind of work with a tailor. It was really difficult. I've got big fingers, right? So they're not made for the delicate work. But I was able to work with them. And well, without those components, and I know they're very rare, but without those components, there's only so much I could do. But if you want it as is, I could totally give that to you.
And he kind of opens it up, and they are red robes with black and gold filigree kind of like lining them, and they're beautiful. Like they look very beautiful. He goes, so I was able to like incorporate some of the things that you were telling me about, like the armor that you saw, and there's pieces of scale mail, there's pieces of leather, and the enchantments I specifically worked on was to make it lighter so you wouldn't be encumbered the way most of you wizardy types would be wearing leather armor and such. It's mostly the robes. I hope it's all right. But if you take it as is, because I couldn't do it exactly the way you wanted, I'm going to cut you a deal. It's only going to cost you 250 gold pieces.
Could I bring it back later for enchantment? If I
Oh,
off
absolutely.
fairy wings?
Absolutely, you could.
All right, I should probably take it just in case we run into anything crazy.
Yeah, well, that's the world we live in. Crazy shit.
You said 250?
250 gold pieces.
Dasha pulls it out and pays it.
All right. And those are robes +1.
Yay.
All right. So then now he looks to you, Gorple.
Oh, little man. Oh, this is one of my biggest challenges ever. Now, I still got a few things to work on with it. Now, much like your friend here, you could take it as is, and it would still be an amazing weapon. But I just got some components in that will actually give it that little oomph like your armor. So you can take it now for 300 gold pieces. Or if you can come back in about a week for 500 gold pieces, not only will you have a long sword +1, it will do some of that weird shit that Sturge King could do as well.
I kind of like look at him. Did you designed it like a longsword, not like a thin stabbing rapier?
Well, it's still in the rapier form. I thought you might like a longsword, because, with the magic, it'll just shrink to your size. But it's up to you. If you want it to still look like a rapier, it's still in that position.
I just need a weapon that doesn't rely on strength. I kind of like gesture to Bocek and Drover. I'm like, I use a lot more, I look for weak points. I use a lot more finesse when I fight. So that's more my style.
All right, then not a problem. If you can wait a week, you'll have a rapier +1 that can do a whole lot of crazy shit. Or you can take it. You can take it today.
I mean, I can wait the week. I don't have the money yet, but I'm sure they'll pay me later.
All right, no problem.
He kind of turns to you, Bocek.
And what about you, big boy? What can I do for you?
Mr. Does last name Yablonsky mean anything to you before you change your last name?
He looks at you very, very confused.
I'm not sure what you mean.
Before your last name become Gristleborn, was last name maybe Yablonsky? That was Dad's last name before he got married. You maybe be uncle.
He is just like, his expression hasn't changed. He's staring at you. You can almost hear the gears turning in his head.
My dad was human. He spoke of Smith like you. He said you two no talk no longer because of bad accident.
And as you say accident, his eyes go down and he begins to look down.
Well,
And he stands up and he kind of turns his back to all of you and now he's just kind of staring at the back wall.
Uh,
But he still seems to be listening.
he says he doesn't want to talk to you anymore, but that isn't a decision he gets to make for me. I want to know my uncle.
There's a very, very long pause. And you all begin to get a little uncomfortable with the silence. Until he finally breaks it.
So you're my nephew.
Yes, sir.
And he still has his back to all of you. He continues to talk.
I haven't seen my brother in many, many years. Because I thought that's what he wanted.
That is what he wants, but that's not what I want.
You know, your dad there might be a little upset if he knew that you were talking to me.
I already told him I was.
All right. Well,
I told him you do better. You help people now.
yeah. Well, there was a lot. There's a lot that happened. I don't know what he told you, but I was definitely at fault.
I am aware of that, but I also see that you reinforced workshop last time. Make sure no one get near it when you're working. You stop working when we show up.
You see him kind of nod. And still with his back to all of you as well.
If you don't mind,
You need drink?
oh, yeah, I need drink, but I think I need some time. I need to work on your friend's sword there, and I need to think about this.
I immediately turn to Drovar and give a look of, did I fuck it up? Oh no, did I fuck it up? Did I do wrong?
No, that's probably about as good as it was going to be. To be honest, no, you did good.
Basha
Good.
pats him on the arm.
Yeah.
Get to-
No, this went very well. It's about as good a unexpected reunion as you're gonna get. Just if you need the time, we'll let you have that. There before he stepped in, there was that odd whistly thing from the stirge that I gave you. I was wondering if you'd been able to make anything out of that. That sort of death whistle sound.
Yeah.
And still, like he has not turned around. He's not looked at. He has not turned back to all of you. He says,
Oh yeah, the whistle thing.
No rush. I'm just.
Yeah.
We'll come back some other time when you're more in a business mood. But this was probably you weren't expecting this today, so yeah, we'll.
Yeah.
I think we'll let you go. He looks up at Butchek, like, right, give him a bit of time, and I'll
Yeah.
take it from there.
All right,
Come back in like 5 days.
All right.
I should have not only your stuff done, but you and I can talk more if you want.
I do, because understand that I didn't come here saying this because I want discount or something stupid like that. I want you to know there is at least one person who is family who want to be there with you.
All right. Well, you can please see yourself out.
and he kind of like holds up a hand, and as he does, the door behind you just opens, and you can hear the banging of metal once again.
Okay. I just turn around and start, just kind of. I'm not actually like I don't put any hand on Bocek, but I'm just like, all right, let's give him the time.
Okay.
That was good.
I did good.
Oh yeah,
You're
definitely.
very good. Mm-hmm.
We'll talk about it once we're outside of the noise. Come on.
Okay.
All right. So you make your way out of the smithy. And again, once you hit that 20-foot threshold, leaving the smithy, immediately the sound just dissipates.
Immediately starts crying.
All right.
Basha's gonna hug him. Like,
I don't know. I know I'm not good at like. And he like starts smacking
Oh,
himself
stop
in the
it.
head,
Hey,
trying,
hey.
No.
trying
no.
to understand like what
So-
he is going through.
So Gorple's gonna scramble up Bocek and like wrap him so that if he's gonna hit his head, he has to hit Gorple because he knows that he won't hit me. Stop it, buddy. Listen, I don't know much about how you mammals deal with emotions and stuff, but I have caught bounties, and I know people who beg and need to process things and don't understand what they did or the crimes they did. He needs to process what's going on. You did good. You said what you had to said. You gotta let him have his piece.
Yeah,
It's-
I didn't want to make him sad.
Well, hey, I thought you were gonna try. I thought I was gonna have to pull you off of him.
yeah.
I thought you were just gonna leap on him and start beating the crap out of the fella.
No.
So this was. Let's be honest. This was probably the best result you were gonna get. He clearly knows what you're talking about. Certainly seems like he agrees with how your dad interpreted things, and he hasn't had to think about it for a while. So you just got to give him time. He's got to remember you've ripped something open, but you were going to have to do that to talk to him about this, no matter what.
I was trying to make him happy.
And you might, but he's got to get through this part first. Come on, we'll go down. We'll have one beer and just.
No, let's go return Gorple thing first. I can pour from keg and have walk me down.
Oh, I was just gonna go have a quick chat with Ettermath. It doesn't have to be a big thing.
I go with.
Okay, they're apples. I'm sure he'll be
They're always
happy.
apples.
I will
So
eat
many
apples.
Yeah.
And I'll kind of,
I
See how
don't want
that-
to drink
see
in the
how-
bar alone.
See how that goblin lad's doing.
Yeah.
it's true. See how Droop's doing.
I like Droop.
Okay. So you begin making your way to the Ettermath Orchard to find your elven friend, who also apparently is one of the highest ranking individuals within the Order of Gauntlet, Darren Ettermath. And as you approach, almost as if expecting all of you, sitting on the porch, drinking what you could only guess to be probably apple juice, is Darren Ettermath with his feet up on the railing. There are seats enough for all of you and a few pitchers with glasses as well. And as you approach, he's like, "Oh, thought you'd make your way here eventually."
I'd like to make a perception check for Droop.
All right, yeah, go for it.
Basha
Make a per-
forgets and does
I'll
not.
definitely do that too, because I
Just
suspect that
Bojack.
little. Where is he?
yeah, make a perception check.
21.
21. All right, Drover.
12.
12.
12.
The two of you begin kind of like looking around, looking up, trying to, and you don't see anybody except for Darren. And he kind of watches you for a moment, and he goes, "He's not here."
Oh.
I was gonna
Please.
say that was the best stealth job I've seen in a while.
Please, and he just kind of motions to the chairs. You all have a seat, and he kind of pours out some, and it turns out that it is not apple juice. His is apple juice, but it's ale. And he begins to kind of pour out ale for all of you. And he goes, "No, young Mr. Droop is no longer here. I actually sent him to Waterdeep.
Waterdeep.
Yes.
Oh.
He needed to continue his training under the auspices of more official people rather than myself. So he should be at this point a full-fledged member of the order.
Oh,
And they will be taking up his training.
oh, wow. Okay.
So, but no, he's. Let's put it this way: the training that he got here, nobody's ever going to catch him. Is that what you came to check up on?
I'll just kind of like flip open the undercollar
Mhm.
with like the sigil. I was just seeing if you need any help,
Oh,
while I'm in the area.
uh,
Look at you, so fancy.
Uh, so I assume you have been told about my actual rank.
Yeah, apparently they were like really trying to blow smoke up your butthole with how fancy it was.
Yeah, I do make quite an impression.
It's true.
No, but congratulations! I'm glad you were able to. Glad you went through with it. So, I think you'll make a valuable member of the order.
It was very interesting, definitely hearing these other people and training with them. Gave me a little perspective. But no, I figured I'd come check in with you. Thank you for getting me in at least the introduction. And like I said, if you have anything you need me to do while I'm here, or I don't know how long I'm staying.
Well, I mean, things have been, thanks to, and he kind of motions to Drovar, and his people and his family, and also the Rock Seekers, his brother, the Orcs of Cragmaw. I mean, things have been. I've actually been able for the last couple of weeks, very honestly, been able to enjoy my retirement. I'm not gonna lie. I haven't had much to do other than to tend my orchard, and it's been pretty amazing. So
You're welcome.
yes, no, thank you. So I don't have anything for you to do except for you to enjoy this ale, and please take as many. And he kind of looks at Bocek, and then he kind of backtracks slightly. Please take a few bushels of apples with you if you like. Not as many as you could carry, like I was going to say.
Yeah, that's a bad
That's a
bet.
idea.
We have a
yeah, with Bocek, no.
Yeah. And I've seen your cart, so I'm aware it can hold a lot. So, but please, don't enjoy yourselves. But no, I don't have anything of importance, and I appreciate you checking in.
All right.
All right. Well, yeah. I mean, I'll sit and hang out, but Gorple seems satisfied with that he has done everything that he has needed to do.
Okay. Yeah, and he does, and Darren pretty much kind of just goes over pretty much what Drovar has probably told you by this point. All of the different construction, the Rock Seeker Hall, and how things have been quiet as far as needing the need for folks to actually go out and fight creatures or guard duty. The Lord's Alliance has actually been training up some of the folks here in town to help with guard duty and things of that nature. So, but things have been pretty quiet, and again, once again, the people of Phandelver are so happy to see you. Like they're just kind of thrilled to see every time they see you kind of walking back and forth and just kind of waving to you, always giving Teague a wide berth. But everybody's
All right,
very happy to see
you
you.
might have to wear the apron. People seem a lot more acceptable when you have an apron. I'm joking. No, I won't. Okay, fine. I won't make you wear the apron. You don't have to. And
I put on my apron.
Yeah, there is not much of a change in how people are looking at you. They're still smiling and waving at you. But, a couple of people point at the apron. But outside of that, there's not much of a change. And over the course of the next 2 days, you're just kind of acclimatized. Once again, you have rooms available at the inn, should you wish, the Stonehill Inn. should you wish to stay there rather than Sleeping Giant. The Sleeping Giant itself is not more, it's more of a tavern than it is an inn. So the Stonehill.
Yeah, but it's always got a bed for Drovar. Assuming you're still together. Sorry, I shouldn't assume that. You know, maybe there's some other dwarf woman that came into town and swept you off your feet.
We're fine. All right.
As Drovar just kind of shuts down immediately on the topic. Yeah, you have rooms. Your meals and rooms are taken care of. You are the heroes of this town.
All right, Bocheck. If we put more good berries in the barrel, like 50, how much more potent or less potent? How many do you need? I have so many. Been so bored.
I need very few good berries to make this beer. It's more about sucking out, making it a heavier ale. Technically barley wine. It's a barley wine style ale. Technically, I am just trying to suck out flavor of good berries as well as some medicinal property. I am not trying to overbear with good berries because they already add a heavier element to said beer.
All right, well, I made 50, so I think we're going to have to eat as many as we can until we vomit. That seems like the only way to settle this.
We really don't.
Do that.
But there's
We don't have to
50
do
of
that.
them. They're just going to disappear. You can't waste this food.
Yes, you can. Yes, yes, you can.
Oh, it's so filling.
They go right back to the ether where you pulled them out of. Yeah, no, not.
Basha is gonna like mime eating them, like throwing them over her shoulder, like up. Like you
I
can
can
clearly
feel-
see it.
Oh, let's feed them to your cat.
Basha, Basha, make a sleight of hand check for me, please.
It's gonna be so bad. Oh, actually, I rolled a 15. Let's see. That is a 15.
15. What is Gorple? What is your passive perception?
18.
More than
18.
me. You can see me just tossing it over my shoulder.
Yeah,
going,
she's clearly like.
nom, 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 nom.
Well, if
There's
anyone
gonna be
gets...
some really fat squirrels out there. But...
Oh my god.
There's already a squirrel just like lying on the ground. Like he's already down.
It's fine. Listen, we're going to make sure... Listen,
Caesar trying to just pick them up. And...
Carry the squirrel away.
Get 5 feet before Sir Sharda needs to stop and take an inhaler.
Oh, that's the worst.
Okay, new plan. We're just gonna make all of our enemies so fat they can't fight back.
Perfect. Good
all
plan.
right, I need a slingshot from the lion coster. How many good berries do you think I can slingshot into monsters' mouths? Just going to throw it out there.
I don't know, but I'm willing to try this experiment.
I like this plan. And if they start choking, we have them wash it down with good berry beer. By the time we're done, they have diabetes.
They never get up. It's fine.
The true curse of Farad. Diabetes. So while you
All right.
continue to enjoy each other's company and just rebuild those bonds that you created with each other's, all those months ago, the next 2 days are pretty uneventful. Just again, more catching up and drinking, having a good time before finally you make your meeting with Gundren over at Rockseeker Hall. And as you approach, the actual hall itself is just outside of the Sleeping Giant. It's on the eastern side of the road leading up to Tressendar Manor, right outside of the Alderleaf Farm, which you are all pretty familiar with at this point. As Gorple, you did try to steer the young Carp Alderleaf from his very clearly, possibly life of crime, which didn't go as well as you expected.
I mean, he didn't have what it takes. He acted tough, and then I realized he was actually a kid, and it confused me.
But you eventually make your way to Rockseeker Hall. And it seems like at first, from a distance, like a barn. But as you approach, you do realize that while the exterior is very barn-like, there is definitely a more, for lack of a better term, regal air about this hall. The dwarven construction here is unmistakable. But you can see that the doors and a lot of the entryways going in, and there are a number of different entryways into the actual hall. Some are dwarven size and some are average human sized, which means Bocek does have to, with all of these doorways, unfortunately, lean down. But as you approach what seems to be the front of the large double doors, these doors human sized, about 6 foot tall, and these are large double doors, so they're about maybe 8 foot wide. And you just kind of, there is two huge knockers on the door, and Bocek comes up and just
What great knockers!
Yeah, well, my folk really lay it on thick when we're building things to impress. Looks good, though.
One of the doors, after about a minute, which you're like standing there like, why the hell is it taking so long? The door begins to creak open, and there's just a dwarven miner just kind of standing there. He looks like he just woke up. And his clothes are still disheveled. His face is still smeared with like dirt and smut, and he kind of looks over and goes, "Yeah, I can help you."
We're here to see the Rockseekers.
Yes, we were summoned. Letter. I pulled.
You just kind of come on, and you begin to go in, and as you walk in, right away you see these massive, long tables. It's just two of them, one on each side of this massive building, and there are benches lining both sides of these tables, and you're walking through the middle, and through the middle is a very, very open entryway for anybody to walk through. About 30 or 40 feet in, you can see the middle actually descends slightly, about maybe 5 or 6 feet, into this what looks like a huge bonfire, which is kind of down to embers at this point. But that's not what takes you aback. What takes you aback are the about 35 to 40 dwarves that are just strewn about the tables, benches, and floors. All of them in various states of some kind of distress. I need all of you to make an insight or medicine check, which I will defer to which one you want to you guys.
22 on a medicine check.
Okay, Bocek.
10.
Gorple.
13 on the medicine. My
Okay.
insight and medicine are equal.
Okay, Drovar.
Natural 20. This is a dwarf thing. I'm just like,
Yeah.
oh, you stupid nuts.
So, yeah, Drovar, you pick up on this, but you've seen this many times. There was a rager last night, right? But the thing that is taking you aback slightly is that they're all holding their stomachs.
Okay, so I'm like, do I smell Goodberry?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Like,
And Basha, yeah, you and Basha now at this point are both sniffing the air. And you
that's
clearly, and they're
that's
just
what
like,
happened to your keg, lad.
oh,
Goodberry ale.
like they're just like all in various states of just like holding their stomachs. The dwarf that kind of led you in, he goes, "Oh, it was a good one last night, but damn."
I have another keg. Who's ready for round 2?
All of them hold their hands up. All of them.
Oh,
Good
fuck.
lads. Good lads. Yep.
All right.
Oh boy.
It'll be ready in 24 hours.
Just enough time for you to recover.
And the ones who are still on the ground or laying down, they just kind of drop their hands limply. But the one that's leading you, he kind of leads you past the bonfire area, and there are stairs, stone steps going down. And as you go downward, again, these stairs are very wide, very long, about maybe 40 or 50 feet down. And now there are two massive stone double doors that just opens up and he kind of leads you in. And as he leads you in, you can now see what the barracks area is. And it is all completely underground. In this area at Drovar, again, now you feel like you're at home. Very much a way, you know, the way everything looks, the construction. It is as comfortable a place for a dwarf to be when they're not at home.
Right. The ceiling's the right height, you know, feels right. You know, all the doorways, everything just feels. Bocek's got to lean over a little bit more.
Yeah. While the rooms themselves seem to be of dwarvish height and make. Thankfully, Bocek, it's not that bad. Your head is slightly scraping the top, so you can kind of like hunch slightly, but you don't have to be like all the way, you know, down. It is about 8.5 feet tall. The ceilings.
Yeah, we get that. We're not in tunnels here. You know, sometimes we have to swing the two-handers overhead. You need the clearance.
Remember, 8.5 feet is still a 2 foot, foot and a half of Bocek having to slouch.
Yeah. But it's not really bad. But eventually, you are brought to what looks like a large study. And this one is made for the average large size of a humanoid. The actual ceilings in this room are about 15 feet tall, and there are torches everywhere. This place is very, very well lit, and this seems to be Gundren's study. And as you all walk in, like kind of hunched over a table, you see the 3 Rockseeker brothers. And they're just kind of like, they seem to be like poring over some maps. And as you all walk in, Gundren is like, there you are. It's good to see you. It's good to see you. Come in. And he kind of looks at the dwarves and says, all right, you're excused. It's like, all right, yeah, I know. Just turns around, and before he leaves, he kind of grabs your arm, Bocek. He goes, 24 hours, right? Hey. You're muted. I can't hear you.
Yeah, 24 hours, no problem. You win your bet yet?
Bet? And then Nundro, who's on the other side, is like, oh, I won the bet. I won the bet.
You tell me later.
All right, you got it. So as you all come in and you begin to sit down, there's chairs for all of you. Even for you, Bocek, there seems to be one large chair that's specifically for you. The Rockseeker brothers just kind of like look at each other. They start talking very quickly to each other. And Nundro and Tharden. And in Tharden, the last time you had seen Tharden, he had just been resurrected. Definitely looks a lot better, and seems to be at full health. They kind of, him and Nundro walk out, and they kind of like, say hello to everybody, like very specifically going to each of you, and just like shaking your hand, just. Once again, very appreciative and thankful for everything you've done for them. And they leave. And as they leave, they kind of close the doors behind them. And Gundren's like, all right, it's good to see all of you. I hope you had a good trip. All right, so I like it. Let's get down to business. He kind of pulls over that large table with all the maps, kind of puts it in the middle of all of you, pulls the maps off, puts it on his desk. He's like, all right, so I've been kind of giving you all of the updates and everything. Things have been going very, very well. So first part, I've got your first cut, and he kind of goes over, pulls out this large chest, puts it on the table, which just very, very heavy. Opens it up, spins it around, and he goes, "There you go. For all of you, 5,000 gold pieces."
What?
Oh,
5,000?
that's your cut. Yeah, that's for all of you.
Right? And just reach in and just take like a fourth of it. It's like, okay, whatever.
Basha normally can count, and she's in such shock that she's not the one divvying out the money for once. She's just letting Drovar do it. She's like 5,000 gold.
Yep.
Bocek has started foaming from the mouth. His eyes have rolled into the back of his head. He doesn't know where he is.
Yeah, I think Gorple's just like shocked because he's like, this is so much money. I don't even need to do anything anymore. I'm gonna become fat like Sir Sharna. I can't wait. I mean, oh what?
Now Drovar is he is surprised, but he's definitely holding that in to just be like, oh yeah, this is how dwarves do things. This is how we do business. Yeah, no biggie. It's like, yeah. He's feeling so. Yeah, so 5,000 divided amongst us.
He's on top of the world.
Remember, you have 10% ownership in this mine, all of you. So your names are on the deeds and ownership of this mine. So that is your cut.
Is this in gold or platinum or
it's all gold.
So much goddamn gold.
Yeah, it is a lot of gold.
It's $12.50 each.
Yes.
And Bocek, if you tried to say something, we could not hear you.
I was getting
Just
ready
drool.
to say something, but somebody else did the math. And I was just going to make
you.
a dumb comment about not knowing math.
What is cut? I can't even.
$12.50.
Listen, it's $12.50. I did a quick scan. I love money. It's what I do.
Buy all the fairy wings that the blacksmith needs.
So Gundren actually, he gives you all a moment while you're just like, he's seen this look before in people, and he's just very patient as he waits. And he's like,
Incredible. Right. Sheer, yeah, wow. Okay. But you probably called us for more, right?
Well, yeah, we haven't even gotten to the good stuff yet. This is just from what we've begun to kind of get out of the mine so far. So, but it's the future is the reason why I've called you.
Okay.
The issue at hand, I need people that I can trust. The Forge of Spells, which I'm sure you're familiar with. That's the problem. See, we're ahead of schedule, but the problem is we need the Forge to work as it once did, not the way it is now.
Well, didn't the wizards come? Because they were going to.
They did, and it's actually the reason why. Well, let me get to the
Okay,
so yeah, they were helpful. Yeah, they were helpful. But the problem is they specifically were not able. They didn't have the ability to do what I need done, but they were able to help. After consulting with them and also with the smithy, that Gristleborn fella, I've reached out to a number of these specialists that they recommend. All right. Some enchanters and some other folks who are really special with magic, this specific type of magic. Now there's 5 of them, and 4 of them will be arriving in the next couple of months. It's the 5th one that I've got a problem with. So there's this gnome enchanter, name of Felxum Gebelpibble. He's an enchanter of extreme talent. Now, if we could get him here without issue, that would be great. But he's the furthest of the specialists that are coming in. He's way down in the south. He's expressed his interest in coming, but he would like an escort to bring him here. He's what we call in the business a bit fragile. You see, he's made, apparently, some enemies out of Baldur's Gate, and he really requires protection more than anything else. So that's where you come in. I need you all to get him and bring him back.
Can you give us that name one more time?
Sure.
Felksum
Felksum Gebelpibble.
Gebel Pibble.
Yeah, lad. And he points to you, Bocek. Can't hear you.
Would he be upset if Bocek just grab underarm and run with, so that no gets stopped?
Well, I think I think you're gonna need a little bit consent on that, but considering your size, and you're the one who's protecting them, I don't think he's gonna have an issue. But that's a hell of a run, because it's so far south. It's gonna take you about, depending on how quickly you travel, it's gonna take you 2 to 3 months to get there. It's that far south.
Yeah,
it's south of Boulder's Gate.
This is a job for the cart. You still got that cart and the horse, right?
Yep, Hank is still with us so far.
All right. Yep. We've got the gear.
All right. So if you're willing to take this on, and I'm hoping that you will, I can give you 150 gold now for your trouble, and an additional 300 gold pieces when he's here safely.
Yeah.
All right. So let me give you the details. He's in a town. It's a real small podunk town. You think Phandelver was a podunk town when you came to it. This place is about equivalent. All right. But it's from what I could find, I had a hard time finding it on a map, to be very honest. I can show you exactly where it is on the map, because now I know where the fuck it is. It's in a town called Greenest. He works for the folks in charge, and he can be found in the keep there. It's like in the middle of the town. But yeah, it's gonna take you some time to get there. So the sooner you can leave, the better it will be, to get him and bring him back. So hopefully by the time you get back with him, some of those specialists will already be here and starting the process of getting the Forge of Spells back to where it should be. But is that something I could count on y'all for?
I think so, yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
excellent.
everyone's
Excellent.
good for this.
All right, that's great. So yeah, it's like I said, it's pretty far down, and he kind of pulls out a map. He gets up, pulls out a map, and he shows you. And yeah, it is in the south of Farron. There are pretty direct ways to get there, but you can see that once you actually get to the area of Baldur's Gate, that's when you kind of get onto these kind of what seem to be very rural roads, similar to the Tribor Trail, that will take you to Greenest. And Greenest is southeast of Baldur's Gate, maybe a day or two travel from Baldur's Gate. But it's definitely, again, depending on how quickly you travel, it's going to take you about, the fastest it'll take you is about 2 months. And that's if you're like, you're speeding along every day, on your way there.
Oh, it's an adventure. Adventure time.
Well, I mean, hold on. How much did you say? How much were you paying us for this? I forgot that with all the details.
Oh, I could give you 150 gold now and 300 when you get him back here.
Because just thinking, like, Basha, the people in the Wizards College. Wouldn't there be like a teleportation circle or something? Like,
Maybe.
from Neverwinter to Baldur's Gate, and then we only have to take the trip back? I don't know how these things work. I also don't know how expensive they are to do.
I don't know either. I've never used one, really.
Basha, make a straight intelligence check for me.
20, not natural.
Okay. You are aware that there are definitely teleportation circles within the Wizards College. You've never been to them. You've never seen them. So you're not entirely sure where they might be, but you know that they exist.
But you're not entirely sure if there would be one in Baldur's Gate or how that would proceed. You definitely know that to gain access, you probably have to call in a favor with the headmaster, which shouldn't be too difficult for you.
Yeah, if we need to use, I would need to ask Eben, and then I might owe him favor. And I look over at Drovar very slowly, like wizard mafia favor.
You didn't have to say it. I knew that.
I know, it was just being funny.
I mean, I'm down for a long journey. I don't mind. How cold is Baldur's Gate?
Well, it's south, isn't it?
Yeah, it's to the
South of
south.
here, it'd be warmer.
All right, let's go to Baldur's Gate.
That was quick. All right, so with that, Gundren's very happy. Forks over another sack of gold of 150 gold for all of you.
So
Is that
sure,
each
for-
or
yeah.
divided?
No, it's divided. So it is
Okay.
a sack of 150 gold pieces.
I'm less excited now, but that's
Oh,
okay.
this job got a lot less.
I mean, we're 10% mine owners. Guess what? I'm going to be honest. Adventuring may not be as lucrative, but at least it's fun.
This is
Yeah.
true. I do get to hang out with you guys and just be drunk all the time.
As you're just kind of like looking disappointedly at the small sack of 150 gold pieces, Gundren very clearly just kind of like stares at the large chest of money that he just gave you, and then just kind of shakes his head.
Yes, large chest was for different job.
Wow.
Whatever. So, all right. So, yeah, if you could get on that as quickly as you can, that would be great because we really need him. Like, you know,
Look,
the
look.
more we get these folks, the
All
better.
right, we'll go.
Look, we're going to take the job. We would do most anything for Rock'em Sock'em Brothers.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
You kind of forgot about that, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, okay.
Blissfully
He was there-
forgot about that.
Yeah.
It was so long ago. He got it right like the last few times. You got to be proud.
He did.
Yeah.
He was really focused on that.
I did. There was strong emotional feelings and emotional connection, and now it's 150 gold.
Right. All right.
All right,
I'm a bad
8 months of
influence.
bartending has
I'm
really
a
turned you
bad
into a mercenary, hasn't it?
influence.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get a bath at the inn. Everyone have a good night, I guess.
All right. So as you take your leave from Gundren, who again was very happy to see you, you leave Rockseeker Hall. Many of the dwarves definitely making passing statements to Bocek, reminding him to have that beer back in 24 hours. They'll handsomely pay.
Don't worry, I got it.
But you leave Rockseeker Hall to make your preparations to make your way to Greenest, which is very far from you at this very moment. Without issue, within the next couple of days, you do make your way back to the Gristleborn Smithy to pick up your items. Warple, as you receive your item, he's definitely in a better mood today. And he's definitely alone today. Doesn't seem to be a lot of work happening in the foraging. In fact, he seems to be actually waiting for the group. And as you do, he comes to you with the bundle, and as he opens it up, you see very clearly in front of you this beautiful red rapier. The blade itself is red. The guard is made out of a red metal, and there are runes along, very, very tiny runes etched along the actual rapier blade. And as you're inspecting it, at the very tip of the blade, you can actually see like these two small holes. But outside of that, it just seems it's like a very, very well balanced, very well made rapier.
Well, that bad boy right there, you're gonna love that one. That is a Sturge King rapier of life stealing. Now, it's gonna take certain circumstances to get it to do what it should do. But the reality here is that essentially, when you attack a creature with this magic weapon and you roll a 20 on the attack roll, doesn't have to be a natural 20, just a 20, the target takes an extra 10 necrotic damage. You also gain 10 temporary hit points. But it's it's in those rare occasions that you're hitting it with panache, and you definitely hit something in the right place. Those two holes on the top suck the life right out of them. So transfer it to you temporarily. But outside of that, it's a beautiful, beautiful weapon. Enjoy. That'll be 500 gold pieces.
I hand him 500 gold pieces.
Takes it.
And you, sir.
He goes over to you, Drovar. And you can see that there are some there's metal filigree around the piece. The piece itself looks almost the same, like the bone, like the strange cone shape to the bone, but the metal filigree has kind of condensed itself at the end to what looks like an actual mouthpiece. And some of the holes that you recall need to be kind of held in a specific way. They are actually, those specific holes are filled with metal to seemingly make to kind of take away the possible error that a person might make in kind of holding those holes. He goes, well, it basically does what it did before, but I just made it safer. Before it was really weird. While they were cleaning up downstairs in the Undercroft area, apparently there was a lot of bones of dead people in there that we were not aware of. Well, I was playing with it, and thankfully no one was hurt too bad, but figured out what the right notes were, and made sure that it wouldn't happen again. Filled in the holes that don't need to be touched and placed the metal pieces in the holes that needed them. So it's safe to use now. Don't break the metal parts. And I also made the metal a little enchanted in such a way as it won't be easily broken since it is made out of bone. He kind of hands it over to you. And so essentially the way this works is very similar. When you blow on it, you will make a wisdom save, and based on that wisdom save, you may or may not, if the materials, and by materials I mean bones or dead people, you may get 1d4 skeletons serving you for a certain amount of time.
Nice. Is this something in inventory?
I'll show. I'll tell you what it is. I'll tell you what it is during break.
Okay, cool. What's well, this'll
I call it the bone whistle, but you can call it whatever you like.
No, that works. That I mean, it's made of bone, and
yeah, bone flute didn't have the right ring to it. It also sounded dirtier than I wanted it to be. But
yeah,
I think bone whistle was kind of the best way to kind of put that together.
I was gonna say bone whistle, death whistle, but that's a bone whistle it is.
I like that. The death bone was. Why don't you workshop that? That's yours. You can call it what you want. But
yeah.
I called it the bone whistle.
The bone whistle. All right. So what do I owe you for this?
Well, considering what I had to do to make it safer, or whatever, it's not as expensive as everybody else's. It's only gonna cost you 200 gold pieces.
All right. Yeah.
Drovar, Drovar, Gorple, and Basha make an insight check for me. Basha.
11.
Drovar 11, Basha.
20. Not
7.
natural.
All right.
7.
Yeah. So Gorple, you're just entranced with this rapier. It is like there is this weird hum to it as you're kind of swinging it back and forth. That sounds like the humming of like possibly like a hummingbird's wings or a sturgeon's wings, perhaps.
As I'm swinging, I'm like, shut up. No, I will use you still. Don't get jealous. I just need something if something gets close. I under fucking stand. We killed so many orcs. Stop complaining.
You got me. You don't need any other fucking weapon.
What happens if someone gets too close? As I'm just like swinging wildly, arguing with myself.
Yeah, he's just having this argument. You all begin to remember and recall his sentient bow, which is kind of strung on his back, but is just like he's definitely arguing with his bow.
Yeah. I just lean over to Bosch and say, hey, you still got that then, eh?
I still have Jan, right, Jan?
Yeah, but you don't argue with him.
Well, no, that's not necessarily true. We do argue sometimes.
We do
Basha,
argue, yeah, you just don't hear it. That's fair.
That's true, but you've never tried to shoot me in the groin.
That is also very true.
Basha and Drovar, while Gorple's just kind of waving his sword around and his, just playing with it, you both are getting like this weird like vibe off of Grint as he's kind of talking, and you begin to notice as he's talking to Gorple about the sword, and then he starts talking to Drovar. You both begin to notice like every now and then he's just kind of like looks up at Bocek, like he's just looking at Bocek and just seeing what he's doing, and doesn't seem to be 100% focused on all of you. There's definitely his attention is being drawn mostly to Bocek.
Okay, sensing that maybe he would like to stretch this out just a little bit longer before talking to his nephew over there.
His little nephew.
His little nephew who's staring at the ceiling. Like, I've actually come into a bit of cash recently. I was wondering, looking up at like the weapons and stuff up there. It's like, I mean, you made this one for me. This is good. Got no complaints about it. You have anything of a similar size that also has got a little bit more something special with it in there, up there?
Well, most of these have been commissioned by the Lord's Alliance. They don't have enchantments on them yet. But you've worked with the Lord's Alliance. I'm sure they won't miss anything, but they're all pretty basic at this point. I just need to throw my enchantments on them, make them a little better. Now, if you want something a little more oomph than what I made you last time, if you trade that one into me, I could give you a stronger one and say about 2 months' time. It'll take for me to enchant it. And with the trade-in, I'll let you have it for 1,500 gold pieces. So essentially, you get a +2 great axe.
Right. I was more like thinking, like just wondering. It's like something seeing. He's looking at Gorple's thing. It's like, oh, it's nice. It's got an extra little like you never know when it'll happen kind of thing. And I was like, I'll think about it. Tell you what, we've got a road trip ahead of us. I'm gonna keep my eye out for ingredients to bring back.
All right, perfect. Yeah.
Like fairy
We'll see
wings.
if we come up with some.
Oh yeah.
Don't fairies talk? Don't they object to like having their wings taken?
Well, maybe someone.
Not if you're
has them
fast
already.
enough.
Yeah.
Well, they might still object to it, but I don't know. Is there like maybe there's a graveyard of fairies? You can just raid that. It's a little less creepy.
Is it?
Slightly less.
Is it?
Well, they're not complaining and asking you not to pull the wings
Here.
off. That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
Oh boy.
Bocek.
Can't hear
Can't
you.
hear you,
Hear
then.
you, Bocek.
Isn't it okay if we take them from bad ones? I mean, that's what you guys
I
taught me.
can't, yeah, but I can't tell the difference.
Well, I mean, the ones trying to stab us will definitely be different.
Fair enough.
That's
So
what-
we
the
just
ones that
hang out with
bite.
we just hang out with fairies till one of them tries to rob us, and then we take a swing.
Yes, that sounds good.
Sounds like a
have
solid
Where you're
plan.
going down this logic path is going in a strange direction, lad. But I look at Gorple and Bosch and say maybe we should get some lunch and get the map and start planning a route.
Oh yeah, that sounds
yeah.
good.
I was thinking about visiting the Lion Coster because remember they had a few of those weird wondrous items that might come in use.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
that might be worth a look too.
Yeah.
Oh wait,
Well-
do they need to talk or something? Are you trying to like hint
Yeah, let's
us?
go,
to-
Yes,
Come,
I
let's
am.
go, let's go.
Yes,
Oh,
let's
oh,
go.
okay.
Yeah, I'm just
all right.
I'm not going to be settled
Oh.
about it. Let's go.
Oh, we're going?
Now,
you're
now-
No, you're
staying.
staying here. You're going to chat with him. Remember, we're leaving soon. This is your time to have a chat.
Okay.
Bye.
I'll wait outside where I can't hear for you, buddy, just in case you need support when you're done.
Okay.
I'm going to go to that Custer place and buy all the stuff up before Gorple can.
That's
let's
fine.
go, let's go, let's go.
Listen, if there's a thermal cube, I want it. But go on.
Yeah, but if it's mine, you can't have.
I'll steal it from you.
Oh.
Wow. So
We're walking down the hill. It's like, I thought his greed would like make him come with us, but wow, he really likes that boy.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, really, I'm proud.
So Bocek, as your companions leave, you and your uncle are just kind of standing there looking at each other. And it's just like you can tell like he's trying to build up some courage to say something, doesn't specifically know what to say, and then he just kind of,
All right, so I ain't good with words.
I ain't thinking.
All right. Well, here's the thing. I still don't know what to say or how to talk about this with you. And well, I made you something.
and he kind of turns around, walks into his office really quickly, and then comes out. And then he just hands you this small silver locket.
Bojack immediately starts ugly crying.
Oh, please don't do that. Please stop. Like, just it's really, it's kind of upsetting.
I'm sorry.
It's all right. If it's any consolation, I feel like that on the inside, but I really can't cry because my tear ducts don't work anymore. So I'm right there with you, but just not here. But
Can I call you uncle?
if you must, yeah, you could. That's fine.
Would it bother you?
No, it's just I've never been called that before, so it's just gonna take a while for me to get used to, I guess. But here, he hands you the locket. It's about the size of like a pocket watch, and there is what looks like a little button on the side, and it is attached to a silver chain, a very nice silver chain. And he goes, "Don't push the button yet. Now here's what's gonna happen. It's a little weird, and it's going to be a little weird for a while. I personally still need time to get used to everything. The whole having a nephew and thinking about my family again. It's a little rough. It's been years. And you and your friend said you're going on a journey, so it's a special locket. When you leave Phandelver, once a day, you can ask it a question that you would ask me about whether it's the family or something. But it has to be about us. Can't be like weird shit like, is it going to rain today? It's not going to help, right? But if it's specifically about family, I'm right here, boy. You don't have to raise your hand. What is it?
You are one of smartest people I know. Could I ask? You know more about monsters than anyone I know. Could I ask you questions about monsters that you would know?
Maybe, because so I've basically, it's hard to, you're not a magic user at all, right? Like, it's hard to describe this to a non-magic user. Let's see, the best way I could put it is, it's like my diary, but about the family. So if there were things that happened with the family that involved monsters, there might actually be some of that in there. But if you come across a monster that I never dealt with my family, it might not help you. It's a very personal thing. It's
Then
more
I need
like
to-
if you want to learn about the family, specifically about what happened and those kind of things.
I need to ask a very uncomfortable question. Was my father a paladin on his quest before or after you split?
Your father is one of the best men I ever known. And before we stopped talking, he was trying to find himself, trying to find out who he was and his place in the world. But he was definitely already a man with a good heart and a man who knew how to help people. And so him becoming what he became only makes sense to me. But he wasn't that before we split. And I did keep tabs on him a little bit for a few years afterwards, but yeah, if you just ask it one question a day, it'll be my dulcet tones talking to you, but it will answer to the best of its ability the question about the family and whatever you might need to know about us.
Right, Uncle.
And hopefully by the time you get back, I'll be in a better frame of mind to actually have like a talk with you. I really can't. I'm looking at you right now and you got his eyes and it's just, I wish I had tear ducts. Fully functioning tear ducts.
But I have my mom's gorgeous physique.
I mean, you must. Because my brother was never that big. I mean, he's big. But, Anyway, all right. So, good talk. Enjoy the gift. And when you get back, seek me out, and we'll have that talk. Maybe I can fill in the gaps that the locket wasn't able to tell you.
All right. And I put his hand. Bochek puts his hand on Gristleborn's shoulder and understand. This isn't just about making me feel better. It is making sure you understand that you still have family.
No, I get that, but you gotta understand. It's been almost 30 years, so it's a lot to deal with.
You take time you need, little uncle.
Yeah, all right. You be safe out there, boy.
I will. Drovar and Gorpal and Basha, they make sure Bochek's safe.
All right. Good talk. And he kind of like hits you on the side of your shoulder. Bye. And he just kind of walks into his office and closes the door. Just very awkwardly.
Watch.
And you now have this pocket. It's a family heirloom that you can actually talk to once a day. It resets every dawn, and you can ask it one question a day specifically about your family. If you want to ask it anything else, you can certainly try. All right. So you eventually catch up with your companions. I will say, for the sake of time, the Coster has unfortunately been raided by most of the Lord's Alliance, and what magic items they had are unfortunately no longer available. They are awaiting a shipment from Neverwinter, but they're the soonest it's going to get there is about a month and a half to 2 months. So you are able to, if there are supplies or anything that you'd like to get prior to your month-long trip to Greenest, you can certainly do so. Make sure that you mark off whatever costs of things that you decide to get.
Are there like towns or cities along this route?
Oh yes.
Okay.
There absolutely.
Okay, so we can buy enough like food for like 2 weeks, and then we should be able to resupply.
So much.
Without an issue. Without an issue. Yeah, most of the trip you're going to be traveling along the Sword Coast. It's not until you get into the south proper that the roads begin to turn off of the coast and go further inland. So you definitely, you'll be able to hit Waterdeep. There are a number of small towns and hamlets along the way that you can absolutely resupply should you need to.
Maybe
I
see
make
what
sure
they've got. Sorry, it was just healing potions. I think we should. They would be handy.
Yep.
Okay. You are able to acquire 3 regular healing potions for free. As Sildar Hallwinter does make his way out to meet all of you, to see all of you before you actually leave. Very happy to see all of you, and as a welcome back gift, you are given healing potions because he knows you're adventurers.
Hello, Lily.
How are you doing there, good sir? It's a pleasure to see you again.
I am good. I miss you, you poncy person.
Sure. And I am... It's nice to see you again.
Bureaucracy really suits you, buddy.
It certainly does. But it's good to see all of you. I hope this minor gift of 3 healing potions will definitely help you in your travels and all of the things that you, I'm assuming, are going to be doing once again for this wonderful little town of Phandelver.
Yes, it will be most helpful. Thank you.
Nice.
So you're able to acquire whatever normal supplies. As again, the Alliance, if they have not requisitioned any of the better things that this town had, you are definitely able to find any supplies that you need for your trip, even if it's just to make sure that you just gets you to the next town or the next place where you could resupply.
I refill my keg on the way out of town.
Yeah, I like
for the dwarves.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. No, with no worries. They're very happy to see you. They're still a little distended from their drinking, but nevertheless, they are very happy to accept your gift.
I buy 40 more arrows just to make Groinseeker happy, to tell him that I'm not that like we'll still be okay. I bought you so many arrows, we'll be fine.
Yeah. There's definitely a harumph feeling that you feel from Groinseeker, seemingly appeased in this moment by the purchase of these arrows, but definitely still upset that you have a new weapon. But you were able to get your supplies and begin making your way on your very long journey to the town of Greenest in southern Farron. And that is where we're going to take our break, folks. So we will be back shortly. Please stick with us while we see what happens in the second part of this. While we are going to do our normal ads, I'm going to throw up the trailer, the credits once again, because it's just really cool. So just stick with us, and we will see you in a few minutes. All right, and we are back, folks. So, for the sake of brevity, all right, it does. It does take you 2 months to get to the actual town of Greenest. You are able to resupply during your trip, and interestingly enough, you do begin to see the leaves begin to turn. It is definitely more in the northern area, becoming fall. But as you begin to venture further and further south, Gwarple, it is great. It is warmer. you are actually seeing less and less of the leaves starting to turn the further south you go. And there is this strange sense of calm that not only you and your party have, but it's just this odd calm before the storm type of feeling. And you all wind up being more vigilant on your watches during your trip than normal. But nothing actually happens. Nothing seems to, and you expect something. You recall your unfortunate meeting with the smallest dangerous avocados, and in those kinds of unfortunate encounters with these creatures, you expect at least something of that nature during your trip. But thankfully, and oddly enough, during your trek to the southernmost reaches of Farron, you find yourself meeting up with folks on the road who seem to also be in this kind of heightened awareness, who definitely see you coming before they would normally see you, and you see them and kind of acknowledge each other and just kind of move along on your way. But those small encounters with creatures and dangerous individuals doesn't happen. It's very, very off-putting.
No bandits? This is weird.
Nothing is bad and nothing will ever be bad again.
I think everyone's on vacation. Actual vacation, not like Bocek vacation.
What's the difference?
I mean, it was getting a little dull around Phandelver. Shug and his lads were doing a bang-up job taking care of a lot of the trouble around the area. It was good for commerce and all that sort of thing. But I figured once we got out of that area, we'd start running into more of the kind of what you expect from orcs and other problems.
Orcs are the worst.
Well, it seems like everybody's problems are solved forever.
And with that ominous statement from Bocek, it is you finally come to what you feel like is the end of this journey to the town of Greenest. And for the past several days, it's been very, very warm. Most of you who, Bocek, you're used to colder climbs. It's a little uncomfortable for you in the sense that heat is just annoying for you. You'd rather it be cold.
This weather sucks. I'm taking off all my clothes.
Oh, finally, I can take off this cold weather gear.
And for the past several days, you've all been traveling a road that winds lazily across the rolling grasslands of the green fields. You didn't actually make your way to Baldur's Gate. It was just as you were hitting the crossroads to go to either Baldur's Gate or make your way towards Greenest that you kind of diverted and made your way towards Greenest around the green fields. Sundown is approaching when you stop at a rise and you see the town of Greenest just a few short miles away, your destination at hand. But instead of the pleasant, welcoming town you expected, you begin to see columns of black smoke rising from burning buildings, running figures that are little more than dots at this distance, and a dark winged shape wheeling low over the keep that rises above the center of the town. and you realize in this moment, Greenest is being attacked by a dragon.
Oh,
I don't
no.
believe it. I saved it all up for this.
Well, that is an actual dragon.
That-
Like, that's
No
not
one
a
was
baby
an actual
dragon.
one.
A full. All right, Grindseeker, you're back on the job. Fuck you, Sturge King.
I told you didn't need anybody but me, boys.
Well, it's got a big groin, so you better do your work.
Bocek rages.
All right. Well,
Not
it's
yet.
in
Wait,
the
You're
distance.
saving for the.
It's in the distance. You have some time. So you begin to make your way into this town. You begin booking it, and you begin running. And you can now, as you get closer, you can hear the screams. You can start hearing just different noises of not only screaming, but just like this odd barking sound, like yipping almost, and then just people screaming orders to each other or just different things. You're just unsure at this moment.
I would like to cast Speak with Animals to see if I can understand this yipping. Just as we're going. I don't want to talk to a dog, but I want to
Okay.
see what's
Well,
whatever.
It's in the distance. It's in the distance.
Okay.
You cast it, and it's not actually an animal sound. It is a language.
Knowles, I grumble.
And you're not entirely sure. You do have to get close. So you begin making your way, and now you can smell the fire, the smoke, as you enter the town from the western side of the town. And as you move forward, you can now begin to see some of the buildings in the town. And without warning, 5 humans dash out from between 2 buildings on your left. A limping man and 3 young children race across the street and into more shadows. And a woman carrying a round shield and a broken spear is kind of like getting in front of them and just running with them, just basically seemingly trying to protect this small group of people. And she faces back in the direction from which they came. As you kind of look in that direction, it's maybe 120 feet from where they're running, you actually now see this large figure in armor being surrounded by smaller little figures that look familiar to you, Bocek. They look like your boss. And while this figure is surrounded by these creatures, there are other larger humanoid figures that seem to be getting ready to surround this humanoid figure in armor, who seems to be prepared to protect these people that you just saw run out in front of you. And as that happens,
May I do an emboldening
Amala.
bond?
Amala, would you please describe to the group, welcome our newest player, S. Jane
Yay.
Winchester. Welcome, Jane.
Hello.
If you could describe to the group what they see as you are currently being surrounded by these creatures.
So you see a humanoid creature that's about 7 foot tall, just massive and imposing, in a lot of heavy-looking chainmail with somewhat glittery silver scales. You can realize that it's a dragonborn. She is just yelling at these things around her, and her shield is up, and her sword is up, and she's about ready to kick some ass.
All right, so what we're going to do now is we are going to pull up the map so you can actually see what is happening.
Could have I pulled off an emboldening bond as we got in the city since it lasts 10 minutes?
I will say yes. You were able
Okay.
to pull that off, not a problem.
So knowing that Bocek and Jovar might have to go buff their way through like doors to save people, I'm going to embolden Drovar, Bocek, and myself.
45, 50, 55, 60.
And I nod to Basha and go,
80.
do your witchy stuff. I don't think you need
Okay.
my help.
Sure.
5, 10, 15.
All right. So,
40, 45.
so they ran over here. And these are just some, we're just putting some folks in here.
Oh, look, it's old me. No,
Yeah, it's old you. So these are the children.
Wizard Mafia.
Yeah. Here's the little old man. And so yeah, you see this large dragonborn figure. Amala, you've only been here a day and like half a day. Like you just got here, you tied off your horse, and you kind of began the process of trying to figure out where you could probably stay for the evening. And it was just at that moment where you thought you found a place to stay that you heard the screech of the dragon. And immediately the sounds of screaming and yelling happening. You did see this family trying to run from this group, and you interposed yourself in between them to assist them in their escape. But very clearly, you are currently surrounded by a bunch of kobolds. You are familiar enough with their physicality to know exactly what they are. But there are 3 humanoid individuals in masks and black clothing who seem to be directing some of them. And there are 2 kobolds with wings that are flying around you currently. Let's bring up the map so everybody can see.
The flying monkeys is what I'm hearing.
They'll get you, my pretty.
So what I need is for everybody to roll initiative for me, please.
I waited all day to hear
Let's get it on.
Drovar, Bocek, add a D4 to your initiative rolls. That's a skill check.
Alrighty. And so hold on to those numbers while I get this all prepped and ready to go. So a new feature for you, Gorple, so you'll know. With Teague, if you put your actual character on Teague and then move Teague around, your character will stay on Teague.
What is this witchcraft?
Yeah, Owlbear Rodeo had a pretty nice
Nice update, yeah. Alrighty, so with this happening.
So, for clarification, so we have the Dragonborn facing off with all these people. The fleeing folks, are they running from that same group, or are they running out of this building?
They just ran across the road, almost in your direction, away from that crowd.
Okay.
All right, let's get the encounters up. And alrighty, so Gorple, what'd you get?
I turned a natural 1 into an 8.
All right, Drovar.
13.
13, nice. Basha.
16.
16. Bocek.
18.
18. And Amala.
18.
18, nice. And here is a reminder for all you wonderful people out there who haven't already done it. You have the ability to use your channel points to give the players inspiration. And if you're feeling a little cheeky, you can give me some inspiration too. So 2 inspirations per person for the players. And you can only give one inspiration to me because that would be a little unfair if you just kept giving me inspirations all night. Not that I would mind, but so just beware. You can give inspirations, and that could possibly turn the tide on certain things going on. We'll see. But all right. So with that, at the top of the round, with all of the craziness that is happening, the fire, the smoke, the screaming, the yelling, the yipping of these kobolds, Bocek, you are up first. What would you like to do?
I turn to the others and I go, protect the people I can get to surrounded person fastest. And I use Step on the Wind to bonus action dash.
Yeah.
And I counted it out. This is 80 to get into this square right here.
Oh.
Now, correct me. You've not done that before, right?
Not in front of you guys.
Nope.
Yeah.
What? How? Huh?
What? Oh, he's gonna run even faster than before. Cool.
Yeah,
And
it's a little
I'm-
freaky.
I'm just going to deck this the one kobold in my range.
Okay. You would actually have to get one more square to get within range.
I'm in this square, but I didn't want to cover the kobold, so I just kind
Okay.
of put myself in the middle.
Okay. Yeah. No worries. All right, go for it. All right. So actually, yeah. So I will do that. So back to naming our enemies, folks.
I'm going to just deck Alphonse as hard as I can with a 27 to hit
27 definitely hits.
for 8 necrotic to the face.
Yeah. The kobold's face explodes.
And I just turned to the new Dragonborn. Hello, I am Bocek.
Hello, I'm Amalo. Nice punch.
Oh, they're gonna be best friends.
Yeah, and with that amazing display of power, that is an amazing first turn, Bocek. So yeah, Alphonse, go bye. And Amala, it is now your turn.
Alrighty, so I'm going to roll to hit for my greatsword.
Okay.
Now, in quick question, because
Sure.
I never used D&D Beyond before. How do I just roll a base D20 to, or do I just click on greatsword like
Yeah,
hit DC?
Yep. You click on your to hit on your greatsword, and it will roll everything for you.
Yep. Actions tab. Yep. There you go.
All right. Well, I rolled in that one, and that becomes an 8.
So unfortunately, as you swing, these kobolds are very fast in surrounding you. And while they just saw one of their companions literally exploded by a punch, they definitely seem to be driven by mostly these humanoid creatures in the masks who are
I will
directing
say-
them.
I do have a secondary attack.
But
Okay.
Amala, you also have inspiration. You can make that one into something awesome. Just throwing it out
Yeah,
there.
you could reroll
Yeah, you
it.
could do that.
How
Yeah.
how do I have inspiration?
The player,
The
the
chat.
viewers can give us inspiration by spending channel points.
Somebody likes you.
Oh,
Yeah. Somebody.
Nice.
So you can use it right now if you like.
sure. Let's re-roll that.
Okay. Go
This
for
will be
it.
for the first attack, correct?
Yeah. This will be
Yeah,
for the first
reroll
one.
the first attack.
All right, that is a 25.
That definitely hits. Which one are you aiming for?
I'm gonna aim for the one that is directly in front of me. Can I highlight things? Can I do that?
You can't. Well, they are also named. They have like a D or E or C. There you go. So
Oh, C.
C. Okay. So Charles. Okay.
Yep, we're gonna hit Charles.
Okay. Go for it. So you definitely hit. So roll your damage.
That is 15 slashing.
You bisect this kobold as it's running at your leg. It's like, and you just bisect it, and it just falls into two parts around your legs, and it is no longer. It is no
All
longer
right.
Charles.
Perfect. All right, and then I'm going to slash at David over here.
Okay.
That is a 20, not natural.
That does hit.
And that would be for 14 damage. Slashing.
Yeah, this one you actually behead. The other kobolds are now looking very, very concerned and worried. And they literally they turn their heads to look at the humanoid masked creatures who are still kind of like driving them forward. It's like, don't look at me, just get him, get him. But yeah, that was a great turn. You have movement if you want to use it.
Let's see. I will move up to dude in cloak.
Okay.
Brian.
Okay. So Kobold Bob will take an attack of opportunity on you as you run past.
All right.
All right. So that is going to be as it runs at you. He's like, let's see. So that is going to be as it has its little dagger. Does a 14 hit you?
Does not.
All right. So as it takes its
2 points of inspiration.
I do. I'm going to use one of them.
Thanks, Matt.
Teacher, do we have homework?
Yeah, that's worse. So yeah, it does. So as you run by, you feel a slash on your leg, but your armor absolutely just deflects the blow without any issue. You take no damage. All right, and yeah, you move up, and as you run up on this masked figure, is like. Just kind of very shocked and surprised to see you run right at him after taking out 2 kobolds. All right. This is a great 2 turns. But now it is the kobold's turn. Let's see. There's not many of them left. So this one is going to run up here.
Did we do that?
It's going to run up to you. Definitely still wants to get at you. So Edgar and Bobby are going to try and attack you. So Edgar swings his little tiny dagger. And definitely misses you with a 7. But then Bobby is gonna, very upset that his dagger didn't find purchase the first time, is gonna try again, and that is gonna be a 17 to hit.
Nope.
Nope. All right, I'm gonna use my second inspiration to try and see.
My AC is 19.
Okay. Yeah. Just Bobby is just like. And just like hitting your armor and not even making any damage on you. It is kind of pathetic and upsetting. But after that, the winged kobolds are not on the same initiative, so they don't go. Basha, it is now your turn.
Good. So from behind, she's like, wait for me! From here, can she see all 3 of the, I'm assuming cultists, because she's seen them before?
From there, it's starting to get dark, but you are familiar somewhat with the clothing, absolutely.
We still have some of that.
But I know.
Yeah, you do.
We do actually.
Those guys.
Can I see them from around the buildings? I guess is what I'm trying to say.
You can definitely see C.
Bobby and
you can
I can see Caleb.
Yeah, you can see
so
Caleb.
I'm gonna go for Caleb. I missed whatever his G names is, so GG.
That's cool.
Is B Bobby or?
Yeah, we call it Bobby.
All right, those 3 then.
Yeah, you can definitely you can see that.
And I'm just gonna magic missile them with my 3rd level magic missile.
Yeah, go for it.
Jan, wake up! Time to party. It's been a while.
All right, you got it, Basha.
Oh, I rolled really good. Okay, so it's gonna be 5 on Caleb.
Ooh, all right.
Uh, Sorry, 4 on Gigi,
Okay.
and then only a 2, unfortunately, on Bobby.
GG.
If you upcast it, you get more missiles.
Did you use a 3rd level slot or?
I mean, you also have a wand of magic missiles, so I don't know what.
What? How much was it for Bobby there?
Just 2.
Just 2. Okay.
I thought I only got. Oh, you're right. I should. No, it's only 3.
Well, no. If you cast it at a higher level, you would have been able to add a dart.
Oh, well then I'll do another dart at Bobby because I didn't feel like that last one went well enough. I'm like, you know what? No, I don't like you. So now
you were casting it at
3rd level.
At 3rd level, then. Okay.
Right. So I should get
2 more.
Sorry, 2. Then just 2nd level. I don't want to do that many.
Okay.
This is fine. 2nd level's fine.
All right.
There is still a dragon out
yeah,
there.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like saving that. So that will be 5
Altogether for Bobby?
No, like 5 now on top of what I already
okay.
did. It's like, no, I didn't hit you hard enough. You.
All right. So one of the cultists, which you now clearly can see, you hit, and he's looks very, very hurt. G, or Gordon, Gigi, whatever you want to call it, looks hurt as well, but is still, kind of flying in the air. Bobby is obliterated into chunks of salsa by the two magic missiles that are levied at him, and just kind of dies without a sound, unless you count squishing as a sound. Yeah. So that was your turn. That was a good turn. Alrighty.
I still got it after 8 months. Haha, 6 months, however long it's been. Whatever.
Okay. So with Basha, it is Drovar's turn.
All right, you knocked the rust off real well there. Okay. I just he kind of looks at the long distance between him and Bochek. He's like, and he just runs.
Okay.
I've got 35 movement now with being a barbarian. The boots actually don't do me any good anymore.
Okay.
But they're comfy. And I just use my whole turn to run up here.
Okay.
I do rage, and I'm, trying to get their attention. It's like, come on, hit me, come on. But that's all I'm doing. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. So you get up there, no problem. Alrighty. So with that, do you want to hold an action or?
I don't have an action at this point.
Oh, so you dashed. Okay.
I had a dash. The only thing I can really do is get there, and I'm looking at the A cultist, Abercrombie or whatever. It's like, you guys. Hey, we killed a bunch of you already. I've got your masks in my bag.
Like, what? What?
I'll show them to you when I kill you.
All right. Well, fair enough, because it is their turn now.
Waste of good masks.
So, alrighty. So yeah, they are going to 10 run up. Abercrombie runs up that way. Let's see. Chucky there runs over to Bochek, and Bernard is going to stay right there at Amala. So with that, let's see. All right, so Abercrombie is going to take a swing at you, Drovar, as you were definitely just taunting the fuck out of him there.
That's my job.
Yep, pulled his scimitar out, and he's going to swing at you for a lofty 12.
No.
Yeah, I figured. Just swings at you. You're able to just kind of deflect it with your axe without a problem. Amala, Bobby is going to... Bernard, I'm sorry, is going to take a swing at you. And that is going to be... Yeah, with a big fat 8. Jesus can't roll for shit tonight. Definitely misses you.
I laugh at him.
Yeah, Mala's just kind of just laughing during this battle. It's a little off-putting, but she definitely seems to be enjoying herself. And then Chara's running right up on you, Bocek, who looks very hurt. Definitely still pulls out the scimitar and takes a swing at you for 17.
Meets and beats. That's my AC.
All right. And you will take from the scimitar 6 slashing damage. As you absolutely now recognize these people, Bocek. These are the cultists. These guys are dressed exactly like those cultists that you fought in the ruins of Thundertree. All right. With that, Gorple, it is now your turn. Can't hear you, Gorple.
Oh no, I was counting my movement.
Oh, okay.
I kind of go, guys, get back! I kind of point to the humans. I'm like, we'll take care of this, and I will fire Groin Seeker. How is Can I see Frankie the Flying Kobold?
Make a perception check for me.
10.
10. That you can see a figure there. It's not entirely clear, but you can see that there's some kind of figure flying in the air there.
All right, bonus action. I go, come on, Teague, let's keep going.
All right.
Teague's going to go there, and I'm going to dismount about 10 feet back.
Gotcha. Okay.
So now do I see Frankie?
Yeah, you absolutely can see Frankie there.
Yeah, I'm trying to make a line so that these guys can't get to these innocent people. And I look at this flying target. I'm like, oh, you're all alone. That's kind of stupid. As I drag the arrowhead against my slimy skin and I fire it.
All right, go for it.
AC 15.
That does hit.
That will be 11 piercing. I guess you don't need to save for poison, but unless you're alive.
Oh no, Frankie is impaled by your arrow, and it just goes flying, and just crashes into the dirt of the ground. You don't see it now, as it is sundown. It is starting to get darker, but you definitely did see it disappear from your sight.
I kind of draw another arrow and just start taking aim toward Gary, but I'm done.
Okay, excellent. Alrighty, so yeah, it is Gary's turn. Gary's gonna fly over here to Amala. Not looking good from the magic missile that it took earlier. It's still going to take an attack on Amala. Yeah, and because of pack tactics, it has advantage on the attack. And that is going to be a total of 20.
That hits.
Okay. And it swings out with its little dagger in its hand. And you take 6 piercing damage from its little dagger as it just kind of gets you, it nicks you across your jaw, as that's pretty much like one of the few places that you are not armored.
How irritating.
All right. Let's see. Yeah, and then that's all I can do at this moment. Yeah, so that is Gary's turn. So we are back at the top of the round. Bocek, it's all you.
So I'm going to step, essentially like spinning on my feet around to backwards elbow C. I'm not leaving anybody's threat range, but I'm getting flanking with Teague. That way I have advantage on my strike. Does a 15 hit?
A 15 does hit.
Awesome. So I spinning elbow to the back of the head for 11 damage on this cultist.
Okay. Yeah, as you spin and elbow this cultist right in the jaw, there is a loud, resounding crack. And Charles's head is now at an odd angle. But it's okay because he quickly falls to the ground in a heap, unmoving and uncaring about the new position of his head.
And right before I go to swing at E with my bonus action, I lock eyes with cultist B and I go, "Hey, Drovar, isn't this same group of bitch-ass cultists we deal with when we killed Green Dragon last time?" And then I take
sure
my
is.
and then I take my swing at Cobalt E.
Okay, go for it.
Remember, you do have a D4 for one at one point during this round.
Yeah, I'm going to use that D4 right now because that's only an 11 to hit. Does a 12 hit?
That just hits.
Look at that emboldening bond paying off immediately.
Yeah.
And that is 12 necrotic as I bring my elbow from the my arm from the elbow to the back to a punch to the front.
Okay. As you do this, you turn Edgar into more cobalt salsa as he explodes from the massive punch that you just did to his face. So yeah, Edgar is no longer an issue. And that is your turn.
I still have a little movement left,
Sure.
and I'm just going to move up to here to give Drovar advantage if he moves up a space.
All right, perfect. Amala, it is now your turn.
Mala will like half peek over her shoulder over at Bocek and be like, don't you just love the smell of warm cobalt salsa in the morning? And turn
Cobalt.
around. And then going to turn around and go for Bernard here. Just gonna slash at him with my greatsword.
Go for it.
That is an 11.
That unfortunately does not hit.
All right, well let me try again with my second attack. That one is a little bit better at 17.
That does hit. That does hit.
All right, so I'm gonna slash at him and let's do the damage. That is 8 damage.
8 damage on Bernard. Ooh, Bernard is looking rough. You slash across his chest, and you just watch as just blood begins to pour out, and you swear that you can actually see underneath the skin as you have done a very, very deep but damage to him, but he is for some reason hanging on by a thread.
Not for long.
But he's just standing there, just holding this wound and holding his scimitar out in front of him, just trying to staunch this wound, this grievous wound you just gave him.
I look over at Gerard there and be like, "You're next."
In the background of all of this battle, as you are fighting, you continue to hear the screech of this dragon, just and the smell of fire and smoke.
Generally, what direction are we hearing that? You know,
Mostly
north,
coming
south.
from the western side of the town.
Now, are they saying anything, or is it just like them spewing fire?
You have not heard words as of yet that you could understand. And as someone who speaks Draconic, you would definitely understand Draconic. You have not heard any Draconic as of yet. Alrighty. So with that, let's see. The only kobolds that are left are the flying ones. So with that, Basha, it is now your turn.
Yes. So Basha's gonna keep running. She's gonna kind of turn to these people as she passes them and is like, "Keep going, go hide, get out of here."
Yeah, they are kind of hiding like in the shadow of this building right now.
That won't help you.
This woman right here is the one that's holding like the shield and the broken spear. And she goes, "Thank you for helping, but there's more of them, and we need to get to the keep."
All right, we will have to do that. So as Basha's running, she's kind of like stuffing Jan like under her arm, like, "Sorry, wait, I forgot I had this," and like whips out the wand of magic missiles.
Okay.
I'm gonna upcharge it, or I'm gonna use 2 charges to do second level. That's how
Okay.
it works. Okay.
Yes.
And she's going to aim at. I think she can pretty much see everybody now from there. So
Yeah, from where you are.
aim
Yeah.
at Abercrombie and Fitch behind because I can't see. Gerard and Bernard, whatever. She's gonna go for.
I
eyes,
thought I
say.
killed Finch with an arrow.
Oh wait, did you?
Oh yes, that's right.
Okay,
Finch
never
is
mind. So
off.
then just
Yeah, he's off the
Cool.
map.
all right. So let's see what happens. Okay, so Abercrombie is going to take 5 force damage.
Okay.
Gerard is gonna take, sadly, only 2. I might come back to him.
Okay.
Bernard is going to take 3.
Okay.
And then, since Gerard doesn't look like she did anything, she'll cast, or she'll do the next one, which is 5 back at Gerard.
Okay. So you cast the first one at Abercrombie there, takes a hit in the arm, and you just watch still standing. You hit Gerard. The hole gets blasted through one of his tiny little wings. And you just watch him just fall to the ground, and his neck hit a rock and just crack at an angle. And it's just no longer moving. Bobby there, who was just literally holding on at 1 hit point, just crumples over and just folds over in a very uncomfortable looking way, as he is no longer a threat. And Amala, you just watch as a hole is just torn through him with these magic missiles. So currently, you only have Abercrombie at the moment. But that is your action there, Basha.
Yep, that's pretty much everything.
You
And then,
have
like,
you have movement.
Maybe we should ask him what's happening. Wait, maybe don't kill him. Maybe save him to torture for later.
What? But it's. Get him,
Torture?
Drovar!
We never ask them. We always just kill.
There's a dragon. I don't think we need to ask what the fuck is going on.
I like his. He's got a point.
Kill and keep moving.
Yeah, is it my turn?
It is now
Okay.
Drovar's turn.
All right. Here we go.
You have advantage.
I know. All right. Does a 25 hit?
25 definitely hits.
17 points of damage.
How would you like to
Oh my
kill
God.
Abercrombie?
Without much, it's like effortlessly, just kind of, it's like, okay, where do we go next? He doesn't even like register it. He's just like breathing.
Mhm.
He just spins, pivots, cuts him in half, and it's just like, but he's looking up even as he finishes the swing. He's like, where is it?
And as Drovar is just standing, like looking in the air for this dragon, the rest of you are watching Abercrombie futilely, just for a few seconds, trying to stuff his guts back into the large wound that Drovar just made in his stomach. Then just looks at his hands and immediately topples over, unmoving. And while combat is over in this moment, you can still hear the screams of the town folk, smell the smoke, and definitely now can see that there are many kobolds running loose through this town, seemingly directed by more of these cultists in different areas. And the folks that you just came across are once again just, we need to get to the keep. It's the safest place here in the town, but there's so many of them.
Okay, what direction is the keep? Can we see it from here?
Yeah, it is the tallest building in this town. It is in the very center of this town. So for all of you, it is actually to the southwest of where you are. So what would you all like to do?
I want to look to that group. Can any of you fight? I look to the
You
people.
you see a limping old man, 3 children, and a woman with a shield and a broken spear. The children look at you like, and they're not staring at you, Gorple. They are staring at Teague, considering that there is a dragon flying around, and now they see what looks like a mini dragon in front of them. They seem extremely frightened and are not answering you.
He's a friend. I look to that woman, and I will pull out a machete. Keep it. It's probably better than your shitty broken spear.
Oh, one of these guys' scimitars would do too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she throws it to
get
the
them-
ground and takes it from you.
Okay.
Let's
So-
get them there, children. Let's all take hands. Let's go run. Let's run for it.
It's like, Gorble, you and Teague, you've got the mobility. Circle around. Let us know if we're heading into clusters of them, and we'll just try to make a straight line to the keep if we can.
Okay.
Keep your eyes up ahead. This thing could come at us from any direction if it sees us.
I mean, I can go rooftop to rooftop, but I think Teague is faster than me, so I'll do that.
Yeah.
I will cover rear just because I could catch up with big fight in front if needed.
That's good.
All right, I'll take the front. She.
I will take middle with children and old people and everyone.
Okay.
All right.
The boots don't increase my speed, but they still increase my jumping. I could jump up to the roof of this building to the south here to get a better vantage point.
Yeah, if you wanted to, yeah.
Sure. If people are going, I'll go up here and I'm, looking around because the sun's going down, so we're losing visibility, but I have dark vision, so
Yeah.
hopefully I can still pick out some things.
Yeah, and at this moment, just kind of looking at from your vantage point, Drovar. Actually, make a perception check for me.
Okay. I'll add that D4 for this one. That's
Okay.
still going right.
As long as you're within 30 feet of either myself or Bocek, which you are.
Oh, very nice. That bumped it to a perception of 21.
Nice. Okay, so from where you're standing and what you're seeing, you're getting a really good view of what's happening, mostly on the eastern side of the town where you're at. And you can see a good number of individuals making their way for the keep. And as you're kind of focusing on who these individuals are, they definitely look like townsfolk. They just, there doesn't seem to be any military or anything, or guards that you can see at this moment, but they just definitely, you see children, you see women, you see older individuals, again, running towards the middle of the town, trying to get to the keep. You can also see these kobolds and these cultists, while they are harrowing some of these townsfolk and striking them down as they're running, most of them seem to be running into the buildings. and then coming out with sacks over their shoulders.
This is a raid. They're here for the supplies.
I mean,
Lord.
if we want to get the dragon distracted from the keep, Basha, do you remember Operation Distract the Entire Castle with your unseen servant blowing my horn?
Yes. Shall we do
I
it
still
again?
have a horn.
Great.
You have, if we want to send it the other direction.
I do have a question. Now, okay, we have fought un dragon, and it was a young one.
Oh no.
Yeah, the headphone with the mic fell.
Yeah.
It was pretty small. You know, it was a wee one. How big is this one?
Oh, well, you can't see a lot of detail. This is definitely a much bigger dragon than you have recently encountered. Much bigger.
Is it also just like setting buildings on fire, or does it look like it's doing something?
At the
Like
at
just
the moment,
strafing, or-
at the moment, it is in the distance. It seems to have, at this point in time, gone a good distance from the town, but it definitely seems to be circling and making its way back. You're unsure at this point in time what it initially did. It could have set fire. You're not entirely sure, but you haven't actually seen what color this dragon is or what it's capable of doing at just yet.
Okay.
But you definitely have heard it screech, and you can definitely see it in the sky.
Okay. So Drovar's suggestion is like, okay, we just make for the keep. It looks, you know, these all the cultists and kobolds, they're robbing the place. You know, they're not trying to kill everybody. They're just taking the stuff. It's the dragon that's scaring everybody, and they're just looting. So let's just keep going straight and cut our way through anything in our way.
All right. So as you, yeah, go ahead, Basha. I'm sorry.
Okay, Basha's just creating like a school children like arm chain. Like she was still holding the wand of magic missiles and has Jan tucked under an arm, but she's like holding one hand of one kid. It's like, okay, now you take her hand, you take his hand, you take his hand. All right, let's go. Come on, let's go now. Like,
Yeah, and they're listening to you. There's definitely, you do have that motherly approach for children, and very quickly, like, they definitely taking hands, and the old man is like, yeah, just do what she says, it's fine, yeah. And they are absolutely following you. And as you make this plan of action and begin to make your way towards the keep, that is where we're going to call it for the evening.
All right.
yay.
All
I have a
right.
question for next week, though.
Yes.
Are the kobolds and the cultists considered Fey or Fiend?
None of them. No, they're just
Okay.
creatures. Yeah.
All right, cool.
Humanoid.
Just want to double check.
The kobolds specifically, I can tell you in a moment. Hold on a second. The kobolds. Humanoids, as well as the cultists.
Sweet. All righty.
All right. So, great first session, everybody. That was wonderful. And again, welcome to Jane as our newest player, Amala. I'm sure we will learn more about our new companion. But yeah, thank you, everybody. The amazing first game. You're just in the middle of it now, folks. Dungeons and Dragons. We've got the dragons now. So yeah, we had a dragon last time, but hey, Tyranny of Dragons, that implies more than one. So we'll see what happens.
We're a plural for dragons.
2 whole dragons.
Plurocracy.
This entire campaign. Just 2.
Oh, is that what I thought it was? A flight of dragons? So no, it's a bureaucracy of dragons.
No.
Does that mean we're fighting 8 dragons or 4 dragons? Because a flight is generally 4 if you're drinking beers.
I'm going to throw this forward. A horde of dragons.
Oh.
Whoa.
So, but
That implies a lot of tiny dragons with something sitting on top of it.
Maybe
So-
a wing of dragons.
Just tune in and find out.
yeah,
Find
that's
out. Tune in and
like
find
that's
out.
we'll
Who knows?
figure it out. This sounds like an in-game conversation. So this will be very, very interesting. But no, this was an amazing first session. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Thank you to my amazing players. And once again, welcome to Jane. This is going to be very, very interesting. A new dynamic, a new player.
I'm excited.
Yeah,
New,
when we're not fighting, we can actually make introductions and like talk.
Yeah,
It'll be great.
exactly. I'll be like, oh, who is this? Did we just pick up someone else while running? What happened?
She won't fit on the cart.
Yeah, she will. Make room. Hank.
What
move
happened?
over.
I tucked it under my arm and kept running.
My knees are just up to my chin in the car, be like, this is fine.
I'm good. But yeah, so welcome to our newest player. And again, thank you also for all of you for sticking around, for joining us for our new campaign, folks. This is so fun. So we will be back again next Wednesday. Same time. We will pick up right where we left off to see what happens here in the town of Greenest, which is slowly being set on fire and sacked by all of these weird creatures. So let's do a few quick shout outs. Again, S.J. Winchester, thank you so much for the resub. We love you. Thank you. And Eden's Chosen One, thank you for following. We appreciate you. Thank you. We hope that you had as much fun as we did. We hope you all had so much fun. And again, thank you for those who purchased inspirations. As you can see, they were well put to use. So definitely come back, join us again next week. Keep inspiring the players, keep inspiring me. But at the very least, let's have some fun. Because this is, folks, we're in it for the long haul here. Level 20. I mean, this is going to be a campaign. All right, this is going to be amazing. So, yes, once again, thank you to everybody. As a reminder, Wildmount campaign will not be on tomorrow. We will be back next week. And just remember to continue to continue to support each other. Let's continue to be kind to not only ourselves but to other people. As we end, don't run off immediately as we end. We are going to raid someone else, and as usual, whenever we raid, I ask that you show them the love that you've shown us this evening. Throw them a follow, watch what they're doing, support them, chat. Just always make sure that we support each other, as I said before. So whoever we raid, we're raiding with good reason. We always support those who support us. And those who might need the support and don't necessarily get it. So please show that love when we do end for the evening. So again, thank you so very much. We love you all, and we will see you next Wednesday. Take care.